Act 1, Scene 1, Bucharesti.
Allahu Akbar!
Is God the greatest?
He is. Are you, good woman, of the faith?
I am neither of the faith nor a woman, good or other. I am by blood a lady.
1,000 pardons in one, my lady. I am but a scout for the great Bey, Vlad, third of his name, son of the dragon, voivode of Wallachia and your prince.
Pardon me, scout of Vlad Dracula Bay, but to this country I am visitor, and as yet no prince claims my allegiance.
Please forgive me once again, my lady. I apologise to presume once more. Whence came you, and wherefore then, may I ask?
Troy, and then Egypt, then named in Cathay. In Natalia I lingered, but summoned I have to Dacia come.
Well, know you this land well? For his grace the prince waits for my report on the road beyond these dismal Lackjoy villages.
I know this land as well as I know most. I know the road ahead is darkly fraught, obstacled, rugged by nature and sin, bloody for you, bloodier for your captain. And I know that another prince lays claim to Wallachia, and to these dark woods.
Beware, lady, the treasons of your tongue. My dread prince Dracula Bey is fearsome in his great hatred for the pretender Ladislav of the Dineshti clan, king to the Draculeshti, but by hatred joined, mutual and equally mirrored, less blood shared between them now than shed. Prince Vlad will brook no rivals, nor suffer any to speak about them aught but curses. Now answer purposefully and to the point, how camest you here?
By a casket carried, filled with ancient festering earths unhallowed, heaved by Turkish hands following foreign war to foreign war, and lifted with rude crates like Cleopatra on her divan borne over the breathing river that is more impediment to mine than castle walls. Hungry in Trebizond did I last feed. Now I'll take your tongue and drink whilst you bleed.
Lady Rat kisses Turkish scout. Dame Bat enters.
Lately met, noble coz, honest flea drover, vermin viscountess, shepherdess of fevers. You have littered your pox path with the quickly dead and the slowly dying, leaving no living but puddles of men, soup not steak, for worms, fetid and teeming, while ere they be fit for the boneyard pit.
The hunting ground changes each pestilent season, but always the prey is ready and ripe amidst the infestation rank.
Blameless thou art, surely of souring the spring well, with grey contagion most virulent, such that to forage cattle unsullied must I pluck unreadied calves from cribs.
Give thanks for my sins then, sister in blood, for forcing you to hardship most pleasing.
'Tis not pleasing to portion. The babe's skin break easily, true, and its wells teach my teeth to pierce with lusty purpose. But too soon is the cannon drained, my cup underfloweth.
Feed freely and fear for nothing. 'Tis too late for deaths of red nor sable to catch you. Howsoever turned the flesh on your supper plate?
May I not hate flavor fouled by o'er spicing o' your fester?
Oh, vintner's curse on your palate, Philistine. Go to. I follow the current, not I make the waves.
Guiltless as the moon for the tides, and as the chicken for the eggs.
Enter Turkish scout with lantern.
Who lurks there shouting of tides and chickens?
Quiet
Oh, God be.
and die sweet meat.
Dame Bat kills the scout and begins gorging on his blood. Queen Wolf enters.
Leave off thy glut, coz.
I'll not share with thee.
We covet neither your leave nor scraps.
Forgive me, Highness. I took you for another.
And we do take thee for a fool, flapping his lips. Prove your ladyship with less talk, answering only to the heart of my beckon.
I have assessed him, Highness, hovering over prostrate his form beneath shadowed tent, breathing the slumbering fumes of a creature possessed of storming hate, restrained by thread.
Took you no liberties beyond his assess?
None but his scent and stature, queen sister. If you would his metal test loiter a moment, he'll come anon collecting truant Turks.
What maketh him worthy, dark epitome?
Because too long have we scavenged amongst men unworthy to die, less so the bleeding, the blessing. A century of battles have I toiled, scavenging wars detritus twixt Albion and Gaul, where I paced, near mad with hunger. So strong was the scent of maiden roasting that her sainted ashes filled the black air with the long stench of pork most rare.
What pungent paradoxical ecstasy, a roast and a rarity. Forfeit cast of babies would I for a taste, Arlene's.
No vigour flows from fire-rotted bacon.
Aye, but the perfume did enchant my nose, and in throes of noxious snarling reverie, unsacred knowledge did ascend on us. Of Dracula born, a native son, on our soil a new Tamburlaine risen, Romanian prince.
His birthright is blood feud, against his killer kin, the dynasty, against Habsburg Hungarian kings, succouring his enemies, beggaring him, and the despised Turk, who fostered him hostage, depriving the dragon his fire.
Hark, here approacheth Prince Dracula. May he prove worthy of reputation.
Beast or mortal man, thou wilt curse the day stayed thee Vlad Dracula from his wishes.
No mortal men we.
But we curse the day.
We curse the day, and we curse the day. We approve your ambition.
In your name, we slaughter your Turkish foes.
To murder a Turk 'tis hardly a sin, but I must make good use of curved swords and general my infidel jailers to claim my throne, and you deprive me arms.
We come not to conquer, but to bequeath strength of arms to trample petty rivals, familial kings, domestic pretenders, and still chase hence yon turbaned aliens.
Gift me nothing, ladies of the evening.
Whence camest thou?
East, where men died for a saviour that didn't.
West, where heathen gods collect bloody tribute.
Lands of frogs and mutton, unfit for wolves.
After sea, swift we sped, slithering swamp more.
Passing sickness and slaughter, squeaking death's door.
From old world and elder, silent we passed, here by moon's turn, for the dead travel fast.
Good Prince Dracula, heed your retainer. My senses have lost nothing of keenness, and from these strange wenches do I detect threats unnatural.
Yes, good old man, 'tis plain.
Begone, Lord Leather, we do not drink dust.
Command me not, thou midnight virago. I'll ne'er abandon my true-born right prince.
Leave, loyal cousin, I'll not be hindered.
I'll go.
Let us speak openly and without fear. Foolish old boyars mayest overhear.
My chancellor decrepit, unfit for war, but he'll return with a bolster of soldiers.
He lies deftly at least, sugaring hateful intrigue, with afterthoughts piteous.
Go to, she-devil, taunt at thy peril.
Beware the dragon's son bearing 10 teeth.
Be kinder, dame. Scent you not his blood? His sweat doth ooze with savage pedigree.
Father to Dacian Draco, through Grandmere the Hun that reigned in glorious terror.
No horse at market high, but Dracula, step away. I'll not by curs be cornered. What wouldst thou with me?
To trade life for more life, and blood for blood.
Foolish man, think not I fear your martial blasphemy, upturning the martyr's sign.
Thwarted by thine own sharpness, witless fork tongue, fear you not Spanish steel, but the holy shape by which crusaders in Israel prayed and knelt in Christ's Jerusalem.
Prince of ignorance, you spurn our blessings?
No barter, faithless for Lucifer's breed.
Who calls us daughters of the hellish star?
If Nosferatu be not the devil, then let Satan hide.
Away, ghost, demon, witch, or nightmares born.
We came for a prince, but penitent find. Seek us when thou art done with meek mildness and ready to stand.
God's power is greater, I'll none with you.
Then venture not on the Valpurgis night, when the Brocken hags cackle and kill hares.
Away now. We will not dally till dawn with a lowly mutt-muzzled pious.
Is the world anything but lightless hate? Oh God, is there not enough injustice, cruelty, sickness, and strife without them? Have I not been demoned enough, my lord? Born in exile, in captivity bred, under Ottoman lash, force-taught termagant heresies and feminine courtly manner, whilst my father and elder brother fought chivalrous against Turkish blasphemy, knowing that should the Moorish headsman come for his hostage sons, 'twere better we died godly than lived Turk. The Sultan spared Radu, my brother Chelfrumos the fair, groomed with gentle husbandry, molding proper minion for Crown Prince Mehmet. They together march this night 'gainst Christian cause at Kosovo, whilst I, unwilling, have soldiered twice Turk, fighting for false prophets and godless kings. Now to mine own capital am I marched, invading my own house like a burglar drunk, to parchment reign underneath Paynim chains. The Hungarian White Knight, John Hunyadi, betrayer of my father, advances to join that usurping slave, Ladislav Deneshti. Together they killed Dracul by mutinous butchery, and Mirza, my brother, him they did bury alive. Are men not devils enough for this world? Now shall I heaven blaspheme with justice for my father's regicide by cheering Ottoman triumph? For God be not theirs, but arithmetic. So when Hunyadi falls, what hope then for Constantinople?
Enter Kazan with soldiers.
Good my lord Dracula, thank God you live.
By his grace do I tarry this earth. But what told you the Turks now summoned here?
Nothing. I had not the tongue, and they had not the ear. But with crooked finger and cracking pitch, I did coerce the following few.
To the best, ne'er speak again of this night, to any, however foreign the words. The savage Turk is prone to superstitious dread, and I would not their dismay inflame. About the camp let it be warned widely that some tigress be feasting upon Turk. Of what remains, bury the carcasses. Leave no bloody bits by which some clown might slip off his mark. Make haste. Tomorrow I retake my throne.
Act 1, Scene 2, Kosovo Polje. Enter Hunyadi and Skanderbeg severally.
Valiant Lord John, today we have failed God.
Nay, the fight rages hot, and I will die proudly to halt the infidel advance. Now, with your Albanian host follow, we shall give second charge to the Turkish, rallying our men with a gallant shock. Where be the Wallachians? Call their prince. Better he bolster their warlike spirit. Move now, I pray. Behind us Christians bleed. Call Ladislav, Skanderbeg. Bid he come now.
Never did he come. Ladislav sits twixt here and his kingdom, fearing Dracula, too far to reach your army, too wary yet to return home, and his example deprives the Romanian will to battle. They are fled, our right flank crumbled in wake.
No, 'tis loss, and loss everlasting. Vile Ladislav, damned Donesti dog. Fool I was to take his cause against Dracul. The Dragon Knight, though never friend to me, was no craven false.
Hostage with his sons at Adrianople. I know Dracula to be his father's warrior image, only more bitterly compounded resentment of Saracen. They say greater e'en the dragon's fierceness.
Heaven hear me. I swear by double faith of knightly vows ta'en under the holy gaze of Imperial Sigismund, then king, who spurred a life of wars in his name and God's. If it be his will that I live today, I'll make Dracula goodly restitution and perhaps find his victorious favor through such penance.
War horn sounds.
Are your prayers answered by the devil?
Enter Brankovich with marksmen.
No, only his imp. Late you have come, George Despot, but perhaps there is still time to die this day Christian. What say you, Brankovich?
Lay down your arms, John Hunyadi, or die leaking where you stand. You too, Skanderbeg.
You stayed my crossing, my Lord Brankovich. By your obstruction, we arrived too late.
You are welcome your life then, intruder, though it be stolen gift unoffered. Your passing armies ravaged my Serbia, mutilating our fields with war unwanted, taking our women and wares without leave, nor payment nor better than brigand Turk, and I'll be revenged with portly ransom, else in my cells till doomsday shall you mould. Take them, I will hear no more words today.
Act 1, Scene 3, Daneshti Camp. Enter Ladislav, Basarab, and Dan of the Daneshti clan.
But why, brother, should you be the prince?
Nay, Basarab, not should be, I am prince.
'Tis not proper for second son to reign, not when elder still doth draw his hearty breath.
What, must I smother my brother for peace?
'Twas I took Turgavishti from Dracul.
And 'twas to him you lost Turgavishti.
As you have to Vlad Dracula now lost, so my turn should come, 'tis only fair share.
Treason do you now speak, Dan the Lesser?
Name me not lesser, know you I despise it.
What, now greater than great are you, thrice Dan? For if the second was great, as we know our heroic father to have been, then you, smallish brother Dan, must be counted less. So now I name you twice treasonous, against me, your lawful lord and king, and our father. How answer your charges, lesser than Dan?
If the charge be treason, Prince Ladislav, you are the great, Basarab the lesser, and I, Dan, the least.
Name me not traitor, young brother, I do but argue for justice.
Cherish I blind justice scale, so think, brothers. What desert the usurpers, schemers gainst crown, who killed Dracul with red plans and gold bribes, who watched over whilst they poker blinded his eldest son, then buried him still breathing?
Haunt me not with pestiferous memory. 'Twas the battle-drunk rabble did the deeds. I would not have cousin Mirsa slain by tortures unclean.
What murder method be spotless enough to ease thy conscience? Would thou blubber less at poison or steel? 'Tis messy work to take a throne, filthier to hold it. Freshly washed hands are slippery, firmer than glue, the sticky crimson stain on my palm. The price of victory, politic. If you dare, call me Ladislav the guilty, so long as you kneel well and call me prince.
I did twice take arms to see Daneshti rule restored.
Take heart, Basarab, it is.
But I was the Daneshti intended.
Here comes half a brother elder than you. Should he not rule first by Basarab's law?
Who says I should rule? Let me call them true brother, for I am great Dan's firstborn son.
You have little right to his name, Batiuliota, and none to his claim, bastard.
And what I lack in breeding, I make up breeding Daneshti quarter bastards by the dozen.
Not bastard, prodigious rabbit.
Thank you, my little Lord Lesser, small Dan. He sees wisdom in fruitful production, and my loin fruit proves quality fruit loin. And if I cannot claim a turn of throne with legal inheritance, I'll water blood more with heirs than hares in my shrub.
Fiends and usurpers, not brothers, defile Dan's great clan. Have I no true relative?
Here comes your comely princess, Ladislav. Should you too distrust your youngish wife?
Nay. Anna Neaksha, my lady princess, shamer of angels, so gracious your manner.
Ah, hear that, lesser men. I taught better prince than you to lie for his wife's pleasure. Make of that happy unions, if you can.
I have ne'er had an unhappy union.
Hast thou e'er asked a woman's mind who bore thee?
For 3 ducats daily, they be sure-minded.
Speak'st thou so vilely for my wife, bastard?
Excuse your brother's simplicity, prince. I would not be the cause of strife betwixt you.
Fear not, my lady, we have strife abundant, even without your generous contribution.
Say less, Dan, less. Lady Anna brings word.
The message was by Sipahi horsemen, delivered and sealed by Royal Mehmed.
Read the message, my lady, you speak well.
Prince Mehmed greets you full honorably. Prince Ladislav, your tribute terms pleaseth our royal person. We accept your peace, recognize your sovereignty as my vassal, and hereby dismiss from Dracula's service Ottoman reinforcement and support. Take your throne and serve me imperially.
What means this message from King Heretic?
'Tis clear, Lackwit. Ladislav makes treaty with self-same Turks who killed Great Father Dan.
Not same, surely. His son did I entreat.
You are sworn to Hungarian service. You rebels were hired with Hunyadi coin.
I thank Hunyadi and Hungary both for service yesterday. I thank Mehmet more for tomorrow. With my soldiers unwearied by Kosovo, Dracula will die, overwhelmed, defenseless, sans ally.
Act 1, Scene 4, Târgăvește.
Damn this world and all the people in it. It would be a joyful thing to have dead enemies, but not I. No, my grudge persists and multiplies with itself, maggots rutting on meat. My hatreds all hath been hell blessed. False Mehmet, my foster brother, and Radu, his true lackey, my brother lost triumph or Christian cause at Kosovo Polje, without a scratch for their sins. But what of foes Christian by name? What of the Daneshti? My shameless cousins hide from dire warfare, scavenging Hungarian and Romanian, routed by the Ottoman mass of arms, swelling Ladislav's bad cause with men true to faith and country. E'en had I the heart to kill them all, I have not the soldiers, for Mehmet hath whistled his hounds recalled, leaving me to defend Târgăvește with harsh words and bitter temper alone. My rule hath not 2 months drawn, not e'en 20 minutes held I power.
Voivode Dracula, my good prince, an envoy from Transylvania's governor.
Forgive me, my lord, but I am envoy to the deputy only, who sends me hither to address his lawful decree.
Of course, he speaks of Transylvanian writ, offered as good counsel declaimed only.
Speak plainly, peasant. Doth thou offer advice, or hast thou charge to command, Dracula?
My lord, I am but courier. I cannot command.
No, not even my attention.
My lord, the deputy governor...
Stop. 'Tis not your message nor burdensome cross. Keep not the bearer from his duty discharged. Does your master deputy command me?
He does, my lord.
Ha!
Patience, Lord Dracula, I pray you, 'tis behest made in misjudgment.
Oh, yes, cousin. Transylvania errs unwisely. My judgment in turn will not many miss. Enjoin me by thy master's authority, sirrah.
My lord commands you relinquish John Hunyadi.
Hold, slave.
Lord, as I said, this behest comes from poor intelligence.
Old boyar, you speak better than you know. Return thou to deputy, courier. Tell him that Hunyadi may be in hell, but 'twas not Dracula sent him there. Where'er he be warm or cold, 'tis not here.
But how canst my lord know you took him not?
Seest thou his head decorating my courtyard, on reason's spike like rippling pennon painted, bloody for all to spy? Answer!
No, lord.
Nay, 'tis most certain then I have him not. No half measure prince I, of that be sure. If thou keepest value in life or tongue, be gone forever.
Come now, whilst thou may. I doubt this pleasant humor will longer hold.
By heaven swear I, the next sad messenger blotting my threshold will be sawed in half. Yet this proveth rumor that Hunyadi hath disappeared after Kosovo's shame. Still, e'en in absence he vexeth me more. I dare not hope him dead. Fickle Fortuna hath ne'er been companion mine nor lover. Old boyar, test me not with bleak news.
If it please your lordship, a royal guest, your kinsman Stefan of Moldavia.
Stefan Prince, you are welcome for my sake, but must away presently for the dusk. Ladislav marches on Târgăvește. You visit under threat of imminent siege.
Do not stay, Dracula, toward needless end. Moldavia has not forgot his pact. Join me now and live for Wallachia. Your country cannot flee, 'twill lay unmoved, whilst we build an army of Christian men, warriors of Romanian breeding, to guard your scepter with more than paper.
See you, Stefan, this ancient chancellor.
Yes, Prince Dracula?
Recognize then my loyal princedom entire. I have been ill-used by cousins of late.
You know me little, Dracula, but no, I would not Moldavia converted, and 'twill not stand free beside a fallen Wallachia. Do not trust by habit, my brother prince, nor by kindred blood bound. Trust when I have proven worthy of your faith. Till then, you need only believe my cause.
A prince of stature, cousin, who speaks well.
My lord and prince, Vlad Dracul heeded my word. Then, like now, I was elder, now more wizened and grown grayer, but wiser as whiter. Each courteous boyar stank treacherously, and the dragon did rightly suspect all. But him, in me, did he impart trustfully. And if your father's trust would you hold, then he would counsel as I do now so, and trust in Stefan.
My lord, you do not speak well, but your lesson somehow seeps through despite rhetoric mangled. I take you now at word, noble Stefan, but believe like Thomas on sight well seen. Till then, I trust our collective rancor for that sinful empire of unbelief. Lead us, cause. On the morrow I'll die, maybe. Tonight, I will live.
Act 1, Scene 5, Hagia Sophia, Constantinople. Flourish. Enter Mehmet the Ottoman Emperor with Radu Chelfrumos.
The spider weaves curtains in the palace of Caesars. The owl calls out the waters in the towers of Afrasiab. Mehmet Fatih has come, sovereign to Rome, reaching history to humble Constantine. Has the last Christian emperor been found?
No, my king, though many report his fall. They say he cast aside purple and fought peasant-like, bannerless and without name. 'Twas likely his body was o'er-trampled like so many, defaced beyond familiar, piled into chasm with the nameless most.
He promised to die for his Christ, and I kept the vow for him in Mehmet's name.
In Adrianople, after your crowning, you proclaimed Constantinople your wish, your only dream. Wake now, my sultan. Cherish now this first day of Istanbul.
And you too, ere faithful Radu Chelfrumos, for thou wert at my side when Byzantium thrice fell. Thou wert there too when we vanquished White Knight Hunyadi at Kosovo Field, first drawing sword together in triumph.
Where'er I be positioned best to serve, at your right hand or at your feet command, spend my life at your pleasure, my Caesar.
I loved brothers as Mehmet Çelebi, but my brother you are not by birth, as them I killed, but truer in thy friendship than any bloodkin vital or forgot.
And you are dearer to me, mine emperor, than any my kin, living or deceased. My father abandoned me to your sire, to die hostage whilst he shattered treaties. My Dineshti kin quarrelsome and suspect, and you know Vlad Dracula loves me not.
Thy brother has e'er known little of love, carved cruelly by time. He would not rule well, 'tis best he remain tamed and toothless.
Still, it galls to see Draculeshti broke by some son of Dan.
But fear not, fair Radu, his usurpers, the Dineshti, I'll not long tolerate. Ladislav is an ally unworthy, and you have my love. I, your allegiance. So shall you reign Pasha of Wallachia. But come, done with conquest am I this day, Justinian's gardens awaits. Let's away.
Act 2, Scene 1, Transylvania.
They tell me he lives.
Ah, yes, my prince, yes. John Hunyadi hath been delivered.
Zoons! Will not one of my red hatreds e'er lie still?
Take this blessing and be sagitated. E'en now, good Prince Stefan speeds to Moldavia, Hungary, there to make blessed congress twixt the king, Viceroy Hunyadi, and with you a threesome.
Thou speakst of alliance, dost thou, old fool?
Punish me not, my sweet prince. I speak not well.
'Tis certain thou wilt Cicero o'ertake ere I ally with my father's betrayer.
Stephen is no betrayer, nor am I.
I trust your loyalty, not your counsel. The Siani boast of a soothsayer, who will speak only on Walpurgis night. She awaits without.
Forbear, my prince. Recall you not the fateful threat of yon devilish and cannibal Herodins?
Aye, they threatened to waylay me, shouldst I, the fool, play thrice o'er to venture this eve. And so I bring to myself the mountain, bid her enter freely, and be welcome.
I will obey your grace, but, prince, take care. 'Tis dangerous to dabble at fortune.
Ha! 4 kingdoms a fugitive am I. Whilst I breathe, I am a risk to empires. I would gladly gamble with Adam's sin 'gainst certain fatalities substitute.
The Egyptian fortune teller, my lord.
The Siani say that thou canst not lie.
Forgive me, my lord, but this is not so. On Walpurgis night I can speak only truth, but I am struck dumb on any other, though I may then lie as any man or dame.
How, gypsy, canst thou lie without speech?
I smile.
Dost thou now intend harm upon my life?
Never.
Know thou who does?
Nikolai of Ochna.
Who is Nikolai of Ochna?
The deputy governor of Transylvania. You showered his envoy with distemper.
My courtesy will be exacting hereafter.
His cutthroat, paid in foreign gold, awaits, bearing a wooden crown and tin sword, in Brasov, where Stephen brings tidings glad.
A point shall I make with this prince pauper, king clown. Forewarned I shall teach this low murderer a lesson that he will ne'er forget, nor shall he impart another, though thousands may learn by the example. Can I trust the White Knight, John Hunyadi?
Hunyadi will die before betraying you.
Well, he would certainly die afterwards.
Prince Stephen then will secure Hungary?
For a prince's price, a bend and the bands.
Will it be enough?
When shines Attila's star, vengeance is yours. Then too shall you have Wallachia.
At last I find the path victorious.
'Tis but the self-same advice I purloined.
Thou didst purvey without authority. You would hang my hopes on wisps of starlight to see me cheered but for a blind instant. Give me testimony unsugared by that sweet untruth called hope above all.
She speaks but to please, like a dog taught to bark.
My facts are beautiful in their ugliness. Challenge me not with these gilded riddles, then I will show you hope's evil genius.
Tell me then what I do not wish to hear.
That your brother shall be ever more loved, that you shall ne'er slay the infidel, not while you draw breath, that you shall love, but she shall not have...
Silence, soothsayer!
Have I displeased you?
Yes, thou hast. But thou had pleased me greater still, and so today thou shalt live.
I must have my fee.
Thou art mad, pal mistress, mad, to linger, let alone wrangle over thy petty dues.
On this night, the eve of St. Walpurgis, the veil twixt this mortal realm and Pluto's abyss is linen thick. The hell-mouth gapes wide, and 10,000 imps do here outpour, each sniffing out sins like truffle to swine, and no meal so hearty as the broke vow.
I agreed to no price.
Yet pay you must. The self-same power which my otherworldly vision bestows doth mark each questioner bright as sunfire for the fiends of this night's swarm. The fruit eaten, the grocer wants for coin.
Gold for cabbage, I think, yet I will ask, what weight in exchange would you have traded? Fresh truth for silver by bushel or pound?
Truth demands coin, neither silver nor gold, but a gift more princely still do I need. A kiss, free given.
Fie, harlot, fie, fie! Prince Dracula shall ne'er marry Egypt.
I wish not his royal hand, only lips, which I shall return after proper use.
You demand little and presume too much. Cousin, where doth Stefan expect rendezvous?
Brasov, where this bonecaster warns a killer lay in surprise to dispirit thee.
Then to Brashov, where we shall the surpriser surprise, so not to spoil the occasion. Then you shall have this prince's blessed kiss. Or, if said murder maker manifest not, then, fortune grosser, thou shalt his place exchange eternal.
I accept, my lord.
Let your wagon then to mine own be hitched. Till Brashov, thou shalt not from my sight stray. Have ready the horses at dawn, then away.
Act 2, Scene 2, Brashov. Enter Stefan and player king.
Thou sayest this mask will please Dracula, but my kinsman gives frivolity short shrift and entertains foolishness with fury.
My lord, fear not. Tragicall is our play, direful and bereft of levity.
Pray, sir, nothing o'er long shall suit either. The prince is desperate with his time. No histories, please.
But, my lord, you see, we do practice the history of Dracula, a tale of Prince Vlad's chivalrous father.
Best you end, then, by first intervallum. He shall not grim reminders much cherish.
Might we conclude with Prince Dracula's wedding?
Nay, he'll not cherish happy reminders either, methinks. Perhaps no play at all.
Please, my lord, at least one scene of the play. We might enact when Imperial Sigismund knighted Dracula into the kingly order.
There, stop. Thine arrow hath the marker struck.
Antony thereafter, ready on horse.
No, good speaker. I fear the joust too much. The occasion calls for more modest gladness. Keep your king, but please spare the poor horse.
By your grace's leave.
My hopes and Dracula's now lie with King's Hungarian, one memory's counterfeit, the other tomorrow's benefactor. This mummer's show may recollect my kin of glorious past and friendships antique. Perhaps, thus uplifted, more tractable shall be his disposition to Habsburg.
Prince Vlad, son of Vlad the Great, sovereign and ruler of Hungaro-Wallachia and the duchies.
Go to! Announce me not with titles unclaimed.
Title's yours by right, 'tis mine to herald.
Fie, cousin, cousin doth guard your good name.
Good old boyar, Dracula 'tis my name, the style fits me best.
Aye, yes, but perhaps.
Quaver not so, but I beg use precision.
For your brother's men might for you mistake.
Well said.
Never, cousin, never shall men so err. Pious Vladimir and Radu Fairfeature may share my father, I will not deny, but the dragon had two sons, dead Mirza and Vlad Dracula.
Thou speakest to the point of festival. Cousin, I have here assembled players.
Festival, play, I like not these words, cos.
The occasion must needs be marked a triumph.
Come you bearing gifts of headless Dineshti?
My gift is more glister than gall. The king, much warm to our cause, invites us to Prague to bear witness to his coronation.
What expense this joyful reconcile? I wager a nation, my sweet princedom, 'tis priced at a veil and an oath severe.
You shame the fates at prophecy, cousin.
Not I, but she will not presently speak. No matter. How shall Dracula be bridled?
Sadly, I know not.
Why, they would not say?
Not without friendship twixt Dracula and...
Hunyadi. Yes.
My lord?
Yes.
Prince Vlad, do you swear?
Dracula here swears peace with Hunyadi. 'Tis said, let him know it.
Oh, wondrous news! Magnified the cause for celebration. Now we must have play.
Nay, Stefan, leave off. Men to kill have I.
Enter player king, wearing a wooden crown.
Princes, my players await your pleasure.
It seems they must wait no longer, player. Spy you that pretender's regalia?
Aye, 'tis belike the gypsy woman saith.
Go, play ferret now with the patched purses of these vagabonds. Dig me a motive.
Fear not, I shall baggage full badger.
Come, cuz, let us sit as lords here besides.
And thou best play well.
In Budapest, 1 score hence.
Stop! What art thou, prologue?
Aye, my lord.
Thou hast no purpose, prologue, but to delay. I will none. Just title this masterpiece and be about it.
'Tis the introduction of the Dragon Order, whence Vlad Dracula was therefore knighted.
Behold us, world, and behold sovereign power, manifest in this son of Luxembourg. For am I not the king of Hungary? For am I not the king of Croatia? And final, am I not Roman emperor?
No, thou art not the emperor, Stockfish. Enact you not the dragon's blessed birth, when King Sigismund knighted my father?
Yes, Grace, we try.
And dost thou, pretender, play at the king?
By your Grace's leave.
Well, false Sigismund, thou wert not holy, not Roman, not yet by a score of years.
Ignore my kinsman, goodman, emperor. He understandeth not the artist's call for imagination's boastful license.
It lacks either the look or sense of history. Why slander fact with this rude compromise?
Go to, cousin. These folk do but play roles for bread. Sturdy vagabonds, be uphearted. Ne'er again shall you face so fearsome critic as grim Dracula. Play on, says Stephen.
My lord, here is the foul festerous fruit, come of thorough exam o'er yon juggler's o'erstuffed saddle sack, poison invioled.
Each prince, present yourself and pledge to God and to us, his consecrated messenger, to protect women and slay infidels. Then shall you be dubbed and arise as knights ever sworn to the Dragon Order. Alfonso, answer this call to serve Jesus.
This king swears doubly, for he rules twice o'er. Aragon and Naples together kneel.
And rise together, dragon knights, Stefan Lazarevich, valiant soldier, will you lend your sword to Jesus' defence?
Lazarevich's noble knee doth here answer.
Ha! His knee doth speak.
Prithee, peace.
Despot of Serbia, now a brother, dragon in arms and vows. Arise, knighted. Henry of England.
Was not there present. Begone this preamble. Where is Prince Vlad? Where shall we see earned his fearsome title?
Now, if it is to your lordship's liking, would it please your grace to stand in for him, your noble father, and take his honours?
It would, if thou couldst offer such bounty, but thy crown base painted wood and falsity, and thy sword with mine compare their sharpness.
Wherefore this interruption, my kinsman?
Please, your grace, he speaks to just purpose now.
This sword is tin, is it not, king player?
Yes, your grace, 'tis tin.
And yet it may kill.
The blade is false, but for ceremony, it could not cut deep. How may a tin sword kill Prince Dracula?
With shallow cuts might e'en a tin sword kill Prince Dracula.
'Twould take slashes made in bloody thousands.
Or one with poison. Hold, murderer! Thou shalt proceed no further, not in life, nor in this false reflection of it.
Your grace, I know not.
Seal this bottle, I like not the wine. Behold, Prince Stephen, a complot of murder by poison revealed. Warned was I, and cousin hath outrooted proof, the juice of vipers bundled in his purse.
'Tis magnificent strange, this spectacle.
Where I exist, rare is truth, murder common.
I will show this player pretender bright justice by the gleam of my great sword shining.
No, Stephen, e'en blood shall not let Dracula from his rightful prey. Bar me not this act.
Forgive me, Dracula, I bid him perform.
I fault you not, my lord, if stay you not.
Then yield Stephen to your grace's swift justice.
Who speaks for these beggars now their bung is pegged?
I am partner to this troop, gracious lord.
How many summers hast thou played treason?
Never, my nor his son Dracula.
Why gypsy loyalty, false actor queen?
Only Dracula and his father, of princes and all, did give my justice to my clans and kin.
My father hanged gypsy as oft as Turk.
And Saxon and Jew, fair was his cruelty.
The wrong Dracula to call fair, false queen.
Remembered is Dracul righteous just.
Cousin, how best to counterfeit my father? Sentence his death on this murderous rabble.
I beg your grace, He was not of our company.
Together they arrived, and he spoke first.
He holds no shares. Our patron bid him come, his memory poor, an untrained mouther. I would the camel had better portrayed king.
Thou must needs be the Lord Deputy's men, and Nikolai of Ochna, patron, yes?
That was our name, and he was our benefactor. We are now
I like thine answers. Thy profession I hate. When soon Dracula again reigns, no actors shall there be, none living besides. If thou wouldst thrive, you must learn honest trade. Some few press this poisonous toad to ground, so like, there, his eyes towards heaven unreached, his legs widened, e'en more so, hungry for breach. Cousin, the stake. Begin here, then upward. Inserted well, the spikes should emerge here, his mouth, but like a second tongue, methinks. So spitted, raise this goose steeple straight. 'Tis called impalement, popular with Turks. They taught it me. I shall the lesson return many times o'er, but I begin with him.
We will do this, Dracula, for his crimes.
No longer base players. I am headsman. Thou art mine axes. Now, Armashi, go. Impale swiftly, as great Stefan commands.
We obey, Dracula.
Sounds of a stake being pounded, with accompanying screams.
I would not the criminal have prolonged death, Dracula. This is torture unclean.
Better execution than traitor's worth. Impalement can take days. This lick spittle, by the creak of his whimper, will not long endure. Doubtful he will live the night.
Excuse me, my ablutions, lord. 'Tis late.
Cousin, bring the soothsayer out her wagon. He squirms to see me, my cousin Stefan. I understand death is ever unclean. There are no humane executions.
She cannot speak, your grace, but here she be.
Need you still this kiss? Then come, mistress, taste.
They kiss. She will not let go. Dracula struggles to break her grip.
Unhand, harlot! Constrain thy hateful ways!
They break. The soothsayer has become Lady Rat. Blood stains her mouth and Dracula's.
Filth! Puking pox porridge! Whore of cholera! Plague tongue! Darest thy Dracula defile? Here, draw I once more and do quit thy presence with my God's own shape. No! My sword burns me!
Tainted thou art, to the pig chaser boy, stained by sanguine drip of my roomy blood down gullet, desecrating thy heart.
No, I am God's almighty hammer.
Thou art no carpenter, Dracula prince, fit for dull mallets, but butchery sharp.
Behold, the holy icon I hold, bad monster woman. Get thee hence away, or swear will I keep praying till doomsday.
My greed wears harness this night, infection seeded, a nibble well chewed. I'll not tarry. Farewell, my sweet prince. Now starts damnation.
My prince, be still.
Be silent, ancient fool. Stained I am, unclaimed by God, befouled, forever bereft, bereaving life. The devil hath damned me for a chance at hell.
No, it cannot be, Prince Dracula. This fiend hath wounded your spirit, perhaps, but death only is final judgment rendered.
Yes, God has deemed it so. Only death kills. So still canst I find the light glorious. Speak nothing of thy unholy witness. I shall in due progress battle Satan. For now I must a throne from kinsman claim.
Act 2, Scene 3, Topkapi Palace.
I have Byzantium. I have Turkey. We're like a third empire, only Hungary stands between us and all the Europes. Where shall Mehmed the Conqueror strike next to best achieve Budapest and the rest?
Belgrade, my liege, be Hungary's bulwark. 'Tis but defended by 8,000 men. You have assembled more than 10 times o'er your best soldiers at Adrianople. Many veterans of Constantinople, eager for fortunes in Hungarian slaves and spoil, give but the command, sire.
Transylvania safer, mine emperor. The White Knight spends his own coin to fortress Belgrade. Now some mad hermit of Capistrano hath bestirred citizens and peasantry. Crusade, he screams, this Saint John Capistrano. Crusade and indulgence for dead defenders.
This rabble armored in wool and straw hats? Let them their pitchforks brandish against my sword.
The mob is mightier than is the man, the zealous defense mightiest of mobs. 30,000 or more pitchforks, e'en poke fencers highly skilled.
And with their numbers, Sultan, we crush them with numbers greater still. In soldiers twice their best count, and still to come. Your navy ready with 20,000 warships. Enough to take Troy, Belgrade will prove no challenge.
Ladislav Dynasty might sway the cause if Wallachia should Belgrade relieve.
Ladislav will do as the Sultan did. He fears Macbeth still more than Dracula.
I am Dracula too, my Lord Admiral. As much Prince Vlad, who recruits low killers and mercenary Turks for his axe work, lurking in Transylvania, well hid, ready for carnage.
Radusha Frumus, you caution wisely and well, but conquest, be not cautious, and wisdom can be bold. Today, I am boldly wise, so Belgrade will I have next, for with it, I take all.
Act 2, Scene 4, Prague.
Didst thou consult the great astronomer, Dr. Bonfini, on Attila's star, named victory by that fiendish soothsayer?
Why trust this poxy Gorgon's prophecy?
Her forecast weaves cobwebs, traps within truths. To escape, we must the spider unwind. Find you Bonfini.
I found his stars bad and revolting things.
Bad, revolting, wet rain indeed, cousin. What says Bonfini? Be exacting now.
For Attila he named Catalonia, when warlike Hun did break 'gainst Roman shields. O'erhead, says Bonfini, some men did spy a star with blazing tail like fiery Draco. This marked your ancestors' fall from glory.
And he says this shall mark Dracula's end.
He would not say, only that June would see another star with tail burning bright the night, and bleak mathematics suggest your bleak end.
He called me by name.
Starry portent foretells death for some great Transylvanian warrior and lord. Who else could he mean?
Dracula is not Transylvanian.
In Transylvania were you born, sire?
By blood Wallachian, by soul the same. This is not Dracula's presaged doom. The devil was right, my star ariseth. 'Tis the season for reaping my kindred. From Dineshti blood a kingdom I'll harvest.
What woeful bounty offers new crowned king?
None yet. Hunyadi is Lord Protector. The White Knight names his son heir apparent. This king child is toy in his own palace. No matter how many crowns they upstack upon this infant's brow, 'twill not matter. 'Tis Hunyadi's Hungary now and ere. We await his pleasure.
Enter the king, John Hunyadi, and attendants.
They arrive, royal I summon, and they royal visit, the shadow and his king.
Prince Dracula, we are pleased to have you.
I am at your young majesty's service.
'Tis true that you and our own Lord Protector, White Knight Hunyadi, are once more friendly.
Buried our feud, I hope, beneath dead Turks.
Glad I am to join Prince Vlad in Christian fellowship turned righteous military.
Happy is the answer. I thank you, Prince.
Your Royal Highness, welcome my goodwill.
Oh, goodness ever. Please tell him, Regent, the princess he wends to friendship simple.
Friendship most simple, says Dracula Prince.
He hath won a fine new army ready to command, but better, he hath won love. For I give that which I most love, Prince Vlad, to you. And to my love with yours there bind my daughter, will make my father your son.
Enter Stefan and Princess.
The Count doth offer his blood as dowry.
My blood and thy throne shall be yours, my prince.
Dumbstruck is Dracula, my lords, forgive. Beauty is strange to me, joy stranger. You offer me all, I can but offer myself in return.
Then kneel, Dracula. And here you are sworn to crown Hungary. And here you are sworn to defend God. Last you are sworn to fight infidel Turks. This done? I yield all. 'Twas your father's right. Arise, Vlad, knight of the Dragon Order.
I am betiered to see you thus your father inflict so geniusly.
Already you wear new dragon's crimson. Here are 2 capes, black for Christ's passion, green for day's other.
No green for Prince Vlad, but black till my father's vengeance achieved, then black for each enemy I bury.
Take now this gold for black, the dragon's collar inscribed with prayer, God's cross glowing bright.
No, I cannot take it. I cannot bear.
The prince is modest. Here, I will hold it. When sits he his father's chair, then he'll wear it.
Then soon you shall be collared and soon sat. I lead the king's force to Belgrade relieve, you the Eastern Guard. If Vladislav comes, the dragon will face him. If not, then choose. Take him by what means deems Dracula best, as once was mine and your princely father's. Now Transylvania belongs to you.
I will use it well.
Noises off stage.
What is that loudness?
'Tis God's own message and his messenger, venerable angel, to enjoin this council of warriors with my people's crusade, 8,000 strong.
They are a sad mob of untrained peasants, armed with hope, sticks, prayer, and yet more sticks. He calls them strong, mayhaps 8,000 lambs to Ottoman slaughter.
Friar John, welcome is your wise counsel. But counsels of holy war need more war than just piety.
Keep faith, White Knight John, in just piety. Granted his blessing, beheld I victory o'er Satan and his allied Turks. The dead Christians shall find heaven, each loss God's gift.
The Turks say much the same, albeit reversed, if not holier, then richer in steel.
We accept your fellowship, good friar. With mine own company, your followers will my war train follow. You beside me.
'Twill serve his design.
Enough this war talk. Here is a holy man to holy purpose. Pray, Friar John, wilt thou marry these 2?
Bold Stephan, be still. Pardon, good friar, not e'en an hour have I been bridegroom. I have not heard her utterance. Before I have her vow, I would have her name.
Is not marriage eternal time enough to learn such intimacies between you?
Oh, fie, friar. Thy pedantry lacks courtship. We distract lovers with base politic. Shall we leave them, my king, to acquaintance?
Yes, Lord Protector, we shall wait anon.
When conversation vexes you, come then, straight will you marry under royal eye.
Name thyself, princess. None remain who can.
If it please your grace, Count Hunadawara is my father.
And Lord Protector too, this white knight. His son, your brother, is king, soon enough. Thou art no countess's daughter, Hunyadi princess, please. What is thy name?
If it please your grace.
Your grace pleases me. Thou art beautiful.
But I am not fair.
Fair as life and weather, but lovely more.
At court, your grace, 'tis better to be fair.
There is no fairness at court, my princess, or else thou wouldst not now be here with me.
Here is my place, Prince Vlad, and none other.
Vlad Dracula is no fond lover's choice.
There is no choice, Dracula, only birth.
I like thy philosophy, dark lady, but I know thy fear. You do not love me.
Well, 'tis right to be afeared by fearsome foe, and thou art fearsome, Prince Vlad Dracula.
To mine enemies.
And to thy friends.
Aye, to them as well as oft as not. Run, maid, flee whilst ye may. This dragon bites.
Nowhere can life be outrun. Here I stand with my dread husband.
Who are you, lady?
Philoftea.
Philoftea, saintly thy name.
For the virgin who fed the poor.
Will you feed my poor spirit too, martyr?
Do you hunger?
Yes, my lady, and thirst too.
Then I must feed you, and too quench your thirst.
You know not my appetite, Philoftea. My feast shall you be.
Take this cup and drink thy fill, Dracula. Then shall you eat.
Act 2, Scene 5, Belgrade.
Stand we here at trembling Belgrade's door. O'erhead, the comet that smashed Attila lanterns my path. Give Charlemagne his letter, fit for a Caesar less than I. Heaven bleeds high for Mehmet Fatih and his faith. Remember this instant as Hungary's last. Officers, decorate my senses. Report the battle's victories once more, whilst my janissaries rapture yon hut that stubbornly postpones my new triumph.
Belgrade chokes, my liege colleague with our war. 300 guns swim a sea of Turkish soldiers about the town. Their walls is breached, their moats are dug, one citadel remains.
Soon, Hunyadi's mercenary army will fold like fresh linen. Without aid, Serbs and Hungars will together both starve. Our men, hungry for victory alone, will hurl their strength against famished, wretched few.
Find us out what proud noteness plays over us, and doom whatever instrument dared produce it. My friend, where are thy janissaries? Where, Radu, captain? Why art thou here, Radu?
Forgive me, my sultan and best loved friend. An ill wind blew me hither. A fire burns in Belgrade's sour belly. Look, my God, the smoky peak doth rise and drown God's blessed sky. Fie, smoke, fie, 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 fire and thatch and damn all that burns.
Where art thou, Sirrah?
My God, Sultan blessed Mehmet, brother, they burn. My forces burned. The flame cleft us at the ribs, craftless, our butcher, chopped head and shoulder, foul birthed from Hades to Olympus's gates. There fell the defenders' arrows. Apollo did loose, and Diana, e'en Cupid, now truly piercing hearts. And all the pagans, every blasphemy that e'er held marble bow shot upon them. The rest cut off, some few we burned between.
Rest, brother, rest. You have served your purpose. Fire is a tick. Flame the flea of looters. Rats born of a city sacking like maggots, born to all ripe meat, extinguished soon enough.
A lifetime of pardons, my dread Lord Sultan.
Do not rise, slave. Report from the soil.
Hunyadi eludes our fleet with his ships, the blockade sunken or captured, the siege revealed by the White Knight.
Speak nothing and twist, worm, if I like not thy words.
I must grind the base earth worm-like, gagging wretched news with a mouth of dirt, for the Mad Friars Crusaders hath sacked our camp. Worse still, the cavalry sent to chastise the infidel thieves were caught, sans support and die in droves.
Get up, you fools! And you, brother, too! Stand and ready your sills, ye be men. Stand up! Officers, the weight of empires do I bear, thou only bulky flesh and skeletons. Hear me, faithful. Hear now, valiant Turks. You have made Istanbul of fallen Rome. You have Trebizond bent and Timur shamed. Some armies collect trophies, we empires. Beware, you heathen white-livered lack spines. Macbeth the Conqueror here takes the field.
Act 2, Scene 6, Belgrade.
We bleed, lamed and crippled by coward shaft. Help me, you beetle-brained ship-cheerers, save thy emperor. Radu, where is my sword?
Here, your majesty.
Mehmet cuts the admiral and general.
There. For you and you. E'en as slaves thou art worthless. Take them and cut off their heads. They served no purpose. Now, brother, let us quit this, their failure. Summon my doctors and take us home.
Act 2, Scene 7, Turgeviste.
Why unmoved, husband? Why unprepared? Dracula has the king and Hunyadi. His Hermeshi's chopsmen hunt Transylvania. The dragon scratches at the door, Ladislav. And your Turkish masters flee the field when for but an arrow's whisper, a caress, a suggestion of injury only, methinks. And he, our shelter, our balm in Gilead. The toothless lion needs fear the lone wolf. Dracula has a pact. We are but lambs.
Fear nothing. Yes, Vlad doth a country command, whether 'tis Hungary or Hunyadi's, 'tis certain Transylvania be the Huns. Dracula is but host, never landlord he. Let him cock o'er the neighbour's hen, says I. The forest is his summit, he mounts not a step higher, lest the crown yank his rope and quickly bring wayward hound harshly to heel.
The mad dog bites. This is natural law. Hungary and Turkey and you are fools to ignore the froth round Dracula's lips.
Enough of thee, Dan Minimus! Begone from my court! Never ceasing is thy tongue, but you say little to my joy, small man. Rise nevermore to my lofty vision, or forever find your place ground beneath.
When you banish wife and all who fear him, then Dracula will empty court and all ere his arrival.
Dracula will ne'er come. He is finished with my belate here. The Ottomans have lost a battle, yes, true, but hundreds do they win. Europe and Asia. Or think you all the end of Turkish warfare? No? Perhaps then the conqueror of Rome may yet still prove more potent than Vlad Dracula.
But, brother, the Turks will convert us.
A fig for conversion. We may like it, perhaps. The Turks prosper by it, surely.
I fear God may not like it.
God wields mightily the cudgel politic. If he demand Christ of Romanians and Mohammedan of every Turk, when Macbeth comes, Basarab, all will Turk.
Politicians are corrupt, my brother.
They needs must represent the people, bastard, and call me not brother, ye half-born sin. Thou knowest corruption by urination, by Vulcan's river squirting thy manhood. Well read in whores and pox art thou, Batu, but ignorant of diplomacy.
Diplomacy, Prince African? Hear you not your own spleen bombarding friend and foe?
Thou art wrong for the court, Batu Laota, too wrong, methinks. And so find some brothel that will saddle thy warty nag, base knave.
I leave, Prince Ladislav, and welcome Prince Vlad. I wager my wealth and debt thou shalt miss Act 3. 'Tis too vexing to have both so near named, and one will not share billing.
I loved your brother as little as must, but they are dynasty. You made me. Our house has one rival, you know them.
Yes, Ananiasha, my princess. I too am vexed by the sons of Dracul. When time hath iced the rub, I will call them, the bastard and the dwarf, and forgive them.
I can bring them, Ladislav, if you wish.
Soon, brother, but 'tis good to be of use. For now, the Ottomans shield us from harm, and I will hear no more of Dracula. Now, Albu, you have some distraction for us.
Yes, Highness, a troop of northern players do exhibit a tragedy in mask.
What is thy mask?
The death of Vlad Dracul.
Rogue, foul, and lack-wit, go, Sirrah, be gone.
Wait now, Basarab. Let the player play and banish Vlad's ghost. When these maskers strutting like bad chickens do slay the jerking, clucking mannequin of draconic Vlad, too shall die our worry.
Aye, soundly reasoned.
Too bloody for me.
Lady Anna, be silly. The blood fake, the prince false, and all is farce and nonsense.
I will endure this for your good humor.
My love, that is marriage. Player, begin.
Enter player Dracul, Dracula in disguise.
The dragon is here, I, Vlad the Great, Wandering this marsh whilst my castle falls, John Hunyadi hath chosen Ladislav. Tirgovishta is theirs, and Mirza dead. My first and best-born heir, my son, is dead. Betrayed for gold and buried still breathing, methinks I hear his wails beneath my feet. Choked with earth, he cannot scream, but I hear him, unquiet corpse, praying for nemesis. Mirza sleeps not whilst his killers walk free.
Ah, you hear, brother? This your contribution to our abiding reign is not forgot, even if your own time as prince matters not.
And best I think to be misremembered.
But soft, who comes now? A loyal boyar of my court, perhaps.
There were none, Vlad the Late, and hence my reign.
Mock not the dead, it becomes not a prince.
A prince was I born, my lady, not made, and I shall say what words like me best.
As loyal as any boyar, my lord, with masses of pardons and safe passage, signed by Hungary and the White Knight too.
Let me read it then, the terms, my exile.
And while you read, I shall my own standing much increase with this dagger, coward-like, plunge to thy valiant back, so ends Dracul.
Oh, actor! Which lord dost thou mimic here?
Pardon, your grace? But I know not his name.
Stand, Albu, and be recognised at last, and tell, pray, whether this play ringeth true. Didst thou slay the dragon, as we have heard?
I did not strike first, your grace.
Oh, but he fell. Albu the Great, did he not? Did he fall?
He fell, after some few arrows and cuts, my sword and others, then fell Vlad Dracul.
Worthy of Brutus, thy murder, Albu.
I thank your grace.
Thou art Albu now, player. Do as he, and run from thy act.
Oh, me! Oh, me! I have no other words.
Cousin, old man, art thou here for me?
Yes, yes, now I remember my words better. I am here for my lord and prince Vlad Dracul, not Dracula, but his father, to be sure. And thou art he, and dying to death.
This actor astounds in his perfection. He doth exact capture cousin Lackwit.
Well, thanks, your grace.
Quiet now, old fool, and remember thy role. Here, take my sword, of fine Toledo forge, and give it Dracula, my last true son.
Hold, beggars. Where comes this fancy of swords? What idiot wrote this pile of lies misspoke?
This is my company, and these are my words. And this was Dracul's sword, now Dracula's, and now, Ladislav, will you fight and die?
Players enter, armed.
Thou art mad.
I am Vlad Dracula, voivode and prince. Thy court is mine, thy city and thy throne. The Hunyadi that made thee now gives o'er. Your hour is come, cousin. Make ready.
Give your bond for my prince's life, cuz she is a lady and deserves not wrath.
I shall suffer no living Dineshti, born nor made, guilt stains alike name and blood.
Villain, thou art no gentleman, brigand.
'Tis hardly theft to reclaim one's own right, but let my chivalry be recorded. God and thy lord shall decide honor's fate. Give my cousin Ladislav his longsword.
Oh, Prince Dracula, no, do not risk your crown.
Go to, my lord. I am no Dineshti, viper, sliding into position by treachery and turncoat politic. Draculeshti am I, and we conquer. Stand, Ladislav, and die like the man that you never were.
No, Dracula, no. I will not dance to thy piping, player. I will not die. I will not dance to thy piping, player.
Know you not my want? Know you not my way? The Turks approved impalement, but I perfected it. You and your brother here, and the small one, where'er he hides himself, and thy lady too, shall last the week spit like roast birds and gagging on your own pikes, if I live another hour on earth. Now, Ladislav, hast thou found thy manhood?
Here is my longsword. Thy folly, little dragon.
They fight.
You leak, my lord, from but a needle's prick, but thou hast tasted enough a Spanish spice. I think the sword too good, and so my knife.
Mocking child, thou art no prince, Dracula.
Not then, but now.
Dracula stabs Ladislav.
Now, cousin, now am I Prince Dracula.
Curse you in heaven's name, false Prince Vlad.
Ladislav dies.
Worse have cursed me, yet here I stand. Take her now, in my courtyard impale her, but pierce through her navel, for I am a gentleman.
We will show her Dracula's mercy.
But no mercy for thee, Albu coward. Grease the stakes that no organs rupture. 'Tis the secret to prolonged agony.
We give him Dracula's justice, my prince.
You, Basarab, I have not forgotten. Do you hear, cousin? The muted chanting echoes from limbo, Mirce's last rebuke. I answer, but he hears me not, so far removed from the pit. Your prince needs envoy, and so I send thee to hell with a mouth of dirt. Let each grain of grit give answer, brotherly, Mirce, I hear and reply. See that he breathes earth, my Armashi, go.
Prince, we bury this man living for you.
Your players know their roles, my player queen.
But we played at playing, your grace, no art, just the axe well swung in Dracula's name.
You answer well, Romani. Now go. Grind axes, wet stones, and sharpen your spikes. The river runs red, but soon shall they flood. Dracula begins now his reign of blood.
Act 3, Scene 1, Hungary. Enter Lady Rat.
Hear ye now the deathbird's midnight cry? She sings a requiem to weep nightingales. Grey her feathers and cold and rose red. She roosts over the heap of generations. Airs are cut. Men lose son and name together. The forever death of lost history. Where the plague ring blossoms and corpse worm thrives, there I follow, like hunter to herd, my gnawing, scratching children of night soil. Rats, rats, millions of mischief, my minions, and a legion of morsels, not mortals, my prey. Ripe and ready and weak, I gorge. Collectors pick up mine emptied rinds freshly beside the sour corpses of disease, at once cleaning mine and the deathbird's plate, dead and between, no question asked. So long, John Hunyadi, now black white knight. The Turk could not kill thee, but thou art dead all the same. Fare thee well, Friar St. John. If saint you be, God did not save your life, did he? 2 Johns less. What of that? Many more besides, at this stage. Who can say wherefore anyone dies?
Act 3, Scene 2, Turgeviste, Easter Sunday.
Hunyadi mocks me. I like not this turn.
He is dead, your grace. He mocks no one now.
He dies my friend and denies me dead enemy.
Mourn the friend and forget the enemy. Matthias Corvinus is Hunyadi, and thy brother by thy wife, king and prince, triumphant both over Turk and Dineshti.
Triumph? Nay, ne'er shall Dracula find peace. One moment was I prince and vengeance mine. The next found usurper, my bastard rival, whoreson papist Vladimir Kalugaru. The monk, we call him, we Draculeshti. E'en Radu the Fair hath more spine and sense than that lick-spittle upstart base-born priest.
'Tis his mother, Upraxia, who rebels. She speaks with Vladimir's mouth and words, too.
Your meter lacks focus, but I agree. Poor soft bread baked in sturdy oven. His mother, Eupraxia, whore-painted nun, was strumpet Calchuna to mother, concubine rival to highborn princess. Mother Eupraxia, the nunnery bawd. Madam Abbess, mother and manhood, both to Vladimir Monk, Lord Prince of the Choir. The Saxons of Transylvania are hers.
Not all.
No, not all, not few, but some few others who value their lives less than misspent wind crave Dracula's first ire by rebelling with Dan III, styled prince of my princedom. Twice the number of monkish Vladimir, and Wallachians too has Dan III, no small matter he.
Your soul, Dracula. Voivode, your soul needs for gentle repair. This fiend strikes at immortality. All else must wait.
All else? All else. I hear nothing from these sucking wenches for scores of days, then months. Time to forget strange dreams and remember life, for Dracula hath not two rivals, but three, cousin, three pretenders to my throne, for I am plagued by bastards, the dragons, and Dans.
Batu Lyota has few friends and fewer monies.
How can he have many when Dan and the monk, Daneshti and Draculeshti, take most, leaving scant men left to rebel at all, and in Transylvania none to be loyal?
My prince, 'tis Easter. Let us celebrate in peace before wartime once more o'ertakes.
See you not, cousin? Born was I at war. An arrow loosed into the world, not birthed. I fight to battle, and I kill to make war. 'Twas how God my father and the Turks made me.
Send for your wife, your grace. Let her come home.
No! Tirgovishta is too vulnerable.
Let her gentle ways infect like bad air.
Compare not my princess to bad air, cousin.
Please, your grace, I do not like this turn. What you plan today shall vex God almightily.
Go, good old man. Thou art loyal but soft, and this world hardens with each moon's turn. Bring my Philoptea to the castle when 'tis built. She shall abide in safety. Till then, guard her well.
I will care for her that she cares for you. Your grace, I bid you adieu.
Welcome my loyal boyar council, madam, and the disloyal, else then no quorum.
Exit Gypsy Queen. Enter the Boyar Council, old and new.
Happy Easter, and God bless your grace's health.
My thanks, faithful boyar, and to the council. But my good lords, wherefore have you split?
We do not know your meaning, Prince Vlad.
Why do you exclude your brethren, lords? Here, gentlemen, stand between and be known. Here, old boyars, greet the newest breed, young men of vigor and pride to breathe life to my new princedom.
Have you made them, sire?
I ravished not their mothers, nor bore them, but I raised them, my lord, every man.
This is irregular, your grace, these men. They are not known to us, their families.
Irrelevant. I know them. They are mine.
These men cannot be boyar, Lord Dracula.
But they serve the boyar council, my lord, and therefore my lord must needs boyar be.
The council full, your grace. They cannot stay.
Nicholas, thou wert counselor to old Mirsa, my father's father, were you not?
I was, your grace.
And Dan the Great, his Daneshti cousin.
Yes, your grace.
How many princes have you known, my lord?
Many, your grace. 30, perhaps, or more.
And you, Filipescu, how many voivodes?
I think 20, Prince Dracula, or less.
And thou, my lord, more than 3, I wager.
7, your grace, with your grace.
Only 7? Why then treason at most only 4 times, perhaps few e'en as 3. A model of virtue art thou, whatever your name. But tell me, new councilman, how many princes have you served?
One, Lord Dracula.
One lord, Dracula. Tell me, how do you explain the difference? How come so many princes to your land? From your shameful intrigues the guilt is due.
Enter Armashi with chains.
New fashion in iron for courtiers come. As you are bound, so too your friends and wives, confederates too, as well lackeys, spawn, finally put to use to principality. My fortress wants stone, and your backs will break for it. But not this one, nor his lady crone. Impale them now with the elderly traitors, and young who cannot work, march the rest to Poinari in their Sunday best. Now, my good and loyal boyar council, to the business of state, pretenders, usurpers, traitors, mutiny. Transylvania rots with conspiracy. My bastard priest, brother little Dan, and his bastard brother too shall soon die, or else I will burn each village that dares wish a good morrow to mine enemy. For there is no rebellion sans rebel. Tonight we outride for the Borgo Pass, and Transylvania will scream for it.
Act 3, Scene 3, the Black Church of Brashov.
Here am I, by the grace of God, Prince Dan, Voivode of Wallachia, and Duke Hertu. Reveal yourself, pretender priest, at once.
Enter Mother Eupraxia.
Forbear your grace. My son, Father Vladimir, consults now with learned scholars of faith, but I have his good leave to speak his mind on earthly matters of mutual foe.
No, Abbess. Find your monkish Draculesti and bid him face his rightful prince and lord.
I need not bestir to fetch him, your grace. He comes anon with another prince.
Enter
Prince.
Vladimir the monk and Batu Leota.
Prince Dan, glad am I to note thy feature. Too few Dineshti remain. We are rare, and e'en a minor glint be no small thing.
I seek one traitor and find 2 bastards.
I shall find thee a lowly mirror, Dan, to show Dan three traitors presently.
Mother Eupraxia, thou bearest false news if makest thou scholarship from base-born knaves.
Too true, too true. Whilst I earned my degree in Brashov, little lords learned of lessons most dire, like the snaring of odd hares.
Go to, Sira. My forces outnumber thine.
Thrice o'er.
More. And they wait without to hold thee fast.
My princes, meeting in peaceful amity, let us give our sour disposition and all impertinence. We are kindred and share common cause.
Aye, Prince Dracula.
Rival enough for me, I need no others.
You are wrong, Prince Dan. You need others now above all other needs and beyond all other times in this direst of hours.
Speak no more, Eupraxia. Your son must answer. Will you yield up thy claim on my princedom, monk like Vladimir? What? Art thou praying? Stand and answer my challenge, Vladimir. No papist rules these Romanian hearts.
Nosferatu walks among us, Prince Dan. Our quarrel doth mask the devil's handwork. This dissension a witch's sacrifice of unbaptized babes on pagan tables. We battle to race our own perdition.
Mend it then, turning cheek and tail as one.
Then I surrender, Prince Dan, all the lands trusted to my care by free election. Take Hosman, Kasselt, and Satol Nu, Romanian villagers sworn to me. Gone, burned in my brother's wanton revenge. Collect your taxes from the blackened earth, 600 Saxon merchants and their wares, 6 centuries' fortune promised my cause. Take my allegiance from them at your will. They wait upon your pleasure, lengthwise and cross upon those spikes my brother gave them. Their wares, alas, You must claim from Prince Vlad. Take too St. Gall and Lambac, my friends and brothers, and their empty, broken abbeys of dead monks and ransacked nunneries, and have every church deconsecrated in blood, rapine, torture, hideous, all my wealth in poverty, all children hacked to pieces like red cabbage by axe. Take my burden of them, Prince Dan, cousin. Add my own service if you could manage it.
Arrest thy litany. If thou hast nothing, say only that then. I cannot use ghosts.
Hear you nothing, my son's reverend plea. Prince Vlad's crimes but foretell yet darker stuffs.
What deed of bloodier work can be? Dracula hath bled the world of sin words.
Prince Vlad doth hunt us, but hell hunts us all.
The dead rise, cousin, feasting on victims of plague and my brother's carnage, sans recourse.
You are serious in persecution of spectral fable against your brother's reality?
Know you of Strigoi? The Slavics call him...
Vampire, yes. I have heard the old men and older stories, but war is most real. More real than hysterical fantasy and the superstitions of fallen priests.
They slew Friar St. John and Hunyadi.
Young and old die in droves to plague and war, but old die to be sure. Neither John Young and both did kill both as sure as sunset. What say you, brother? Believe this fey tale?
I believe in numbers. 500 have I. Sufficient monies make 500 yours.
You shame, Father Bastard Batu Leota, but I will have your petty spears, brother, and for them charity moves my purchase.
If you fight Prince Vlad, we'll kill your grace.
No wooden palisade bars a warrior, and cousin Vlad is only that. Vladimir cousin, as was my father Dan the Great. So is his only true-born heir, brother. Certainly not this mercenary retreat. Dracula fights his own, they will soon turn.
They have turned, little brother, into what I know not, but they fight without fear.
Verily doth your brother speak. Blood calls, and the Armashi answer with his voice.
This must end, and so I go to face him. Stand beside if your courage soon finds you, priest. Only one man here dares fight evil, and 'tis clear not you.
God bless your failure.
And damn thy cowardice. Adieu.
Act 3, Scene 4, Transylvania. Enter Gypsy Queen among a forest of the impaled.
Breathe the sweet sickness of triumph raids, and hear Dracula, Prince of Wallachia, who rules the county Transylvania by the grace of Hungarian law, Roman elect, conquest the blood, give his edicts, obey or no despair.
Firstly, let there be no more acting plays. Impale all actors and hang the audience. Second, shall there be no adultery. Unfaithful wives shall have their offending sex cut out, and then to public shall be flayed all sins bared at last. So too, unchaste widows. Lesser offenders shall lose noses or nipples. Third, the poor must all be given their due. In Wallachia, I outrooted poverty, each cripple and beggar burdened to state, bundled like hay and burned like so much straw. Henceforth is peace declared with usurping German, Saxon, and Romanian too. Vladimir the monk shall live. Brotherly, I give him life as I took from all his following. The Dineshti bastard too shall live. In sooth, his name escapes, and Dracula shall not debase to remember. The rest have I hanged, impaled, emboweled, impaled the other way, and burned, impaled most, however. 'Tis my stamp and seal, my mark, my badge, mine arms, the achievement entire. Let the literate few and ignorant masses both with equanimity read, Prince Vlad rules this land, and his will be done. Now, parson, find thyself hither, speak rights.
Parson and train of boyars and Armashi enter in funerary garb.
For my vanquished foe, the last Dineshti, Dan the Lesser, pretender to my throne, who died in vain valiant battle charge against a superior foe, rest in peace.
Priest speaks Romanian funerary rites.
Bring out the unsuccessful Dan's body.
Wherefore this pageant, cousin? Why conceit? When doth Vlad Dracula's give small quarter? Impale and be done. Sure, I shall moan true to thy twisted appetite, so begin. Silence, priest! You see I still live, speak, and breathe. End this farce, cousin! End this now, or swear!
Parson finishes liturgy.
Amen. To cousin Dan this sword salutes.
Dracula drags Dan upstage and decapitates him with his sword. Some of the funeral train exit with Dan's remains.
Feed his carcass to hungry dogs. Bring bread and wine, dark red wine, and a table too to put it on. Justice be hungry work, and Dracula sits today in judgment o'er his dominion. Who shall be first, Gypsy Queen Kostaki?
Here, your grace, with one Bogdan.
Impale him and produce next in my suit.
The sounds of torture, begging, and screams will continue for some time.
This woman of ill repute besmirches you, and falsely claims your child within her.
Hath she been examined? How says the doctor?
She lies, my prince, lies.
Then gut her from that useless maw to neck, and let the world see where Prince Vlad hath been.
This man claims to be no beggar, but wears rags. We bought his wife, too, of similar breed.
Your wife assuredly of idle kind. How is it that your calf is bare to me? She is not worthy of life in this my realm. May she now perish.
Beg forgiveness, my lord, but I am satisfied. She is honest.
You will be more satisfied with another. You, woman, you shall be his newest wife. Go with them to see the old impaled, then repeat not her sins. What was that, my lord? Wherefore doth thou sneer? Like you not the smell of justice? Look up, my lord. You live there yonder where no stench can reach. Take him and give him tallest stake. What wretch is this one?
Romani, to my shame, one of our ancient tribes, and a thief, too.
Impale him if he will not join with you.
My lord,
My lord, I beg your pardon. Impalement begins my people's custom and fair law.
Hear you this new lawyer, Armashi Queen? Doth this fool recite tradition forsooth?
'Tis not our way, your grace. He spoke thus true.
Tradition must be honored then, Armashi. So, good Madam Executioner, tell me, dost thou recall the Terabirsi merchants captured during recent campaign?
Aye, my prince, 600 men or more caught, goods confiscate, and you had most impaled. Somewhat few we shut in giant cauldron molded to your purpose in boiling longish pork.
Have we the cauldron still?
Yes, Prince Dracula.
Then to kettle with this ham, after feed to his clan, that they may taste in shared guilt. The wine is bitter dry, bread like old dust.
Dracula dips his bread in the blood of the near victim.
This vintage burns living, still and flavors better than cattle butter in the cream. Who is this threaded bird finely o'erwrought?
A Pollock spy, perhaps. He claims otherwise.
Please, your grace. Benedict de Boyther is my name. Polish I am. I beg your grace, but no spy nor aught else, but envoy to Matthias Corvinus, your Hunyadi brother and king now Laszlo.
Posthumous, the dead boy king. Now comes the embassy Hungarian to see Dracula bow for the new crown.
Yes.
Bring my royal oak, good murderous queen. How fares my brother? Likes he hat and chair?
His Majesty well, your grace, and hopes you well, your grace. I forgive Prince Dracula.
Wherefore should you forgive Prince Dracula?
I meant not that. Gentle, merciful prince.
Of whom dost thou speak, Sarah? Sure not I.
Enter Gypsy Queen with golden stake.
See, here comes my lady of the spike, armed with wood gilded gold. Wherefore, good sir?
It appears, my gracious lord, some great man hath erred at your expense, and you wish honor him meted with death nobler than common.
Your answer pleases. Thou doth represent well kingly Matthias, and so know this stake reserved for thee.
You judge fairly and impartially, your grace, and so I must content with blood penalty.
Worthy thou art, most noble Benedict, to discourse with sovereigns. To your king, report of peaceful Transylvania, now my raid's concluded, and no evil, whether by man of cloth or woman gold, shall live the winter where Dracula rules. Leave peacefully and well. God bless thy feet.
Yes.
Here comes a pleasant sight. Hail, old boyar!
Good lord, Prince Vlad, your grace, I like not gore. This hellish pike place be too bloody for words.
Power's image sans kind embellishment.
Leave off war, my lord, and to Panari, Princess Philoptea doth hold your court, the castle fortified and eagle high. Your lady wife misses you, Dracula. Do you not burn as other men?
I thirst, cousin, as no other man has known.
Burn, thirst, yearn, pine, but then stop all at once, for she will quench fire and too parched tongue.
Yes, she will sake my need, I think. Yes, go, my friend, play herald, I follow anon. One task remains only. Transylvania is chastened enough.
It cheers my heart to see thy face, my lord. Welcome, Vlad Dracula, our prince come home.
Now, Gypsy, please me with certain knowledge. Before we disassemble severally, all sentences writ well for God to see, if you have delayed for me precious Turks, dispensed by Macbeth for unworthy tithe.
Save for last, at your gracious lord's behest.
Send them to me now. Welcome, friendly Turks. How fares Sultan Mehmet?
Your grace, Sultan Mehmet demands his tithe. Tardy is your tribute of 10,000 gold ducats and more, 500 your boys to fit our imperial janissary. Final, you must submit to him yourself.
Where is Mehmet?
His Majesty bids yield at Adrianople.
Where is Mehmet?
Istanbul.
Between you and Mehmet is Dracula, and all the world's sharp things. Learn courtesy this instant, my lord, or be taught in earnest.
Your grace, forgive me. I speak for another.
Of course you are forgiven your words, lord. They are Mehmet's own.
Yes, my lord, they are.
Every bit I owe the Ottoman Turk I will repay with good interest, and I will find Mehmet and meet him face to face, and Radu the Fair, if time permits. But first, I must ask one small courtesy.
How can we serve you, Prince Dracula?
Doff thy cap.
Your grace, we cannot.
You will not remove your hat for me, then?
We cannot, Prince Vlad. It goes against custom.
Turks, this court values custom most highly. Nail the turbans to their skulls so custom remains inviolate. I have message for Mehmet, but you will not carry it far. Still, I think he will receive it from you. My invitation in exchange for his. Till then, the bride of Dracula awaits.
Act 3, Scene 5, Topkapi Palace.
Young am I, and rich, and fortune favored. Yestereve I surpassed bold Caesar. Tomorrow, Alexander and Hannibal by ambitious mile. But halted are we, constipated by Hungary and him, Dracula. Not you, fair, faithful Radu. T'other.
Thank you, my Sultan.
I did not love him. None did. But he was as brother to me. Once I had many brothers, now just you.
Vlad is mine only brother of memory. The monk and Mirza but dull shadows now, and to my father that betrayed his sons. Breaking faith then with your Sultan, father, we, hostage to his every promise, by the grace of God, your father proved more worthy of honor, sparing us our lives, and to welcoming with tutors and gifts.
You were beautiful and kind then, Radu, as thou art Shelfrumos. You spoke sweetly, courtesy yours by warm disposition.
My brother's soul was etched in some dense cave, no light emerging nor creeping in besides.
We were of an age, he and I, Radu, and he did not fear me, nor punishment. When my father, Allah favor his soul, made Vlad officer to serve our empire, to know the eyes of war, said he, look there. And I beheld Vlad, now Impaler Lord.
Enter messenger.
What news is this? Read it to me, Radu.
My hate-born brother, a curse upon him, defies leniency, refuses tribute, and hath murdered your embassy entire.
Impaled? No news but impalement with him.
Their brains pierced by intruding hammered nails when they refused to remove their turbans.
Enter messenger.
My lord, a storm to rend flesh and break ships carries more word of Impaler Dracula from devil himself.
He goads us, Radu. This letter is his.
What says he?
Gladly will he submit himself to us, begging only lent Pasha to guard hearth, whilst his obeisance made here abroad, but beggared by Transylvanian war. He can pay nothing now but slave children.
Vlad makes no mention of ambassadors?
Rude, he calls them.
He must not live. Death alone will end this.
Mighty proud and fierce as he is, Prince Vlad offers obeisance. Perhaps he tells true. He knows our numbers firsthand and his own.
Respect no law of reason with him, sir. Hate is mother, father, and brother, too. No plenipotentiary can ease, no matter his quality, stand nor rank. Hamza Pasha, my brother baits the hook.
Radu Pasha cautioned against Belgrade when aged veterans chased for metal in conquest and European plunder. He knows best Vlad Dracul, our rival, and we shall never his trophy become.
Your will be utmost principle, Sultan. So, by your will, let me fish this Draco with old sour meat, unworthy of pike. Let my sinews stand for thy state presence, and let Greek Thomas Catavelinus stand for mine. He will interpose Prince Vlad's courteous circle.
Armashi encircle Dracula, lord, their courtesy harsh.
Agreed, Radu Bey. But the Greek will go to make social purchase. He will offer passive mediation with Turkey, leading this outlaw to me. In irons or sans head, I will send him.
Valiant Hamza, Vlad smells treason from ice. Your spiced Greek traitor may earn his howls.
'Tis naught but a Greek.
So be it, Hamza. Set Greek fly to trap and dragon catch. Fall not, however, Lord, into yon lake. The crocodiles weep for prey of their mercy.
Under guard will I face him, not before. Therefore I make due in Georgiou fort, built by Mercia the old, thy grandfather.
May it protect Turk better than from them.
Amen.
Act 3, Scene 6. Castle Dracula, Poinari.
Thou art certain he comes hither anon?
Certain was the messenger, my gracious lady mistress.
Well, whereto did he fly?
The night, but to be sure, aught else I cannot say, Lady Princess Grace.
Grace me once and lady me thereafter, but pray, trim thy train, it drags in excess.
Lady Brevity shall my lodestone be.
Be brief but thorough, the message repeat, with memory sharp and contents complete.
Sharp, complete, thorough, and brief, as your ladyship.
The message made, please.
Dracula comes, says the messenger, though in southern by eastern squeaks, not being local. He said words similar, but in his own tongue. 'Tis known to me, as was the messenger, his name squeaky, like his tongue. But the totality of his message concludes thusly. He comes for his princess. Let her prepare.
New art thou to service? Answer in small.
Yes, lady.
Whence came thy sudden appointment herein?
My cousin, Lord Kazan, made arrangements, my lady.
Thou speakst with more care, but still greater mass than thy noble kinsman. More direct matter, methinks, if you please.
Of course, your ladyship. You would have me speak frankly and to purpose.
Yes.
Shall I your nightgown fetch or unpin you now?
Less frankly now. Find mediation.
Forgive me, lady. It is too late for supper, so I meant only.
Too common for taverns thy meaning is, methinks. But enough. My prince approacheth. Bring my nightgown, I will undress for bed.
Deny thy mistress, handmaid, no more gowns, and I will undress her highness myself.
My princely husband, your impatience will paradox you with unkind delay. Or have you a maid's hand with unbinding?
I have ne'er laced corset nor served princess, but lady, each shirt of mail hath its chink.
Why unjustly besmirch a goodly seamstress?
No seamstress, but mason this staymaker. Set her to building my castle, shall I?
Hath fearsome Dracula abandoned siege? In the tower's defence found he no breach. Perhaps then he shouldst the handmaid recall.
Dracula rips bodice.
Thy fortress yields. Prepare now for sacking.
They kiss, embracing, pounding on the door without.
What death-wishing fool interrupts us?
Highness, sorry am I.
Boyar, I sentence thee.
My prince, be sweetheart and hear the old man.
Philoftea exits.
10 words, cousin, else thy head's forfeiture, less be safer still. Canst thou count, cousin?
My prince, sultanic, envoy here.
Who is he?
Thomas Corvinus.
Thomas Catavelinus?
Thomas Catavelinus.
For such a Greek I shall charge thee double. Now be gone, old boyar, with verb to spare. Princess Philoftea, where art thou?
Philoftea re-enters in nightgown.
I cry your pardon, my prince. Forgive me.
Of course.
For what?
For thy sin.
What was it? No.
Covetousness.
No, what covetousness?
Thy neighbor's ass, perhaps.
I did trespass against Dracula himself.
Never.
I defied you to wear this gown, did I not?
This I forgive of my Philoftea.
Now you needs must beg pardon, Dracula.
I do not beg, pardon or otherwise.
Or will you wound me only to stab me again?
What have I done, my love, to cry pardon?
Tardiness, abandonment, and neglect. This court is thine, Prince Vlad. They know me not, yet here I reign for you. One friend have I in this Wallachia. Kazan is kind, but hardly substitute.
Your safety.
Not joy.
Give me, princess.
I cannot. You have not begged pardon, Prince.
I beg.
Art thou a penitent? Bend thy knee then.
Behold a miracle, the submission of the dragon to Saint Philoftea.
The saint forgave the pitiful serpent, but after prostrate sparkworm kissed her foot.
This saint demands much.
Forgiveness is cost.
Dracula kisses her foot.
My foot forgives Prince Vlad. Alas, my knee demands wrongs redressed with lips' silky caress.
Dracula kisses her knee.
And wilt thou not befriend my thigh, Prince Vlad?
Loud banging on the door, Kazan's voice without.
'Tis I, Kazan, the old boyar again.
Condemn him, my prince, and I the headsman shall play.
Promised death thou wert, foolish prating knave.
And death is delivered. Stand fast, Vlad, poor prince. 'Tis not thy cue to lecture. Too much hast thou said already. Words, words, wines and words. Why so weak, warrior? Ride thou instead of charging. Bull, dragon, night crawler, earn thyself powerless here. Cheap power sold for a kiss, so I hear. Not spoke aloud that I do not know.
Flee, Philoftea!
No, she cannot go, Dracula. I will have audience now. Be still, or I shall kick thee again, worm. Revelers, drunkards, stinkers, yes, groundlings. Dame Bat hath salvation to all, low and high, from languid history and tragedy unending. Fie, Dracula, thou know crime. The wine runs dry, the beer is drunk, the dam must break for the breaks, some to break wind, doubtless. But these fluid motions, the emptying and dire refill both, await this eternal act. Thou art guilty of delaying plot. Fie again, Vlad, sad boar. Fear no, my lovelies and uglies, too, comelies and homelies alike. Know this, thy quenching need shall be met soonishly. Some few brief words more, a scene or two, and then sweet steaming release. But now, here again be monsters. Where are the vampires? Here they are come. Fie, Dracula, whilst you sported with penetration, impaling Transylvania by tents, lingered I in wait playing maid to doll thy wife in holy matrimonial absence. Know you how dull 'tis to play maid? A prattling, chatting, babbling ninny, tedious, thankless, burdensome servant role. Classically trained was I, villain. Blathering bit players suit not my type. Diminish me slave, condescend my boot heel. The crowd and I deserve far better. Thou knowest thou darest be far, far worst.
To hell.
Go to, nor two. From hell with me comes damnation walking, and I come for thee, damnation falling. Impressive, this one's temerity. Though not his pride, his bigotry, his look, picture shall be too kind to thee, Prince Vlad. But thou art plumped, 'tis said, hurtful be it. More St. Nicholas than Satan art thou, though all three wear red and drink children's blood. Yes, listeners, you heard true. Fall not upon the naughty list twice. Philoftea, stop grasping, prince. I will rule her body. Take them some, think you? Not my favorite dish, but how oft canst one a princess despoil? Best not waste opportunity with taste.
Bat bites Philoftea.
Take me, fiend!
Fiend, thou art unwanted.
Why then? Wherefore sport, Strigoica harlot?
Pig, not for thy benefit, to be sure.
Dracula leaps, bites Bat's leg.
Off, mad cur! I cast thee aside, Dracula. Torn, my trouser leg, sundered good cloth. Thou sinnest against man, God, and fashion now. But ho, what river gurgles red down thigh? No cure on women's life, best doth long done. I birth now with teeth alone, Dracula. But it was thou that bit me, damned fool. A cod biting lure. Prince Vlad no more. A baby stealing milk. Dracula no more. One shall make her mothers proud, all of them, save the one that dropped you. Take your prize, son. You have earned at least another bite.
Bat releases her psychic hold on Philoftea. She falls into Dracula's arms.
She sleeps, she lives. She will nothing recall.
For this I will kill thee.
Hamza Pasha will slay thee first, boy, lest you heed my word. The Greek leads you to ambush at Georgiou. Taken dead, worse, alive, Radu shall reign.
How can you know?
All that can be heard aloud with very big ears.
I do not trust you.
Do not trust me. Trust less, Cantivillinus.
Cousin!
Prince Dracula, my God!
She lives, cousin. Asleep, but unharmed.
They returned, the Helidins.
Please, cousin. See her doctored. Leave her not.
You cannot go.
Hamza Pasha lies waiting to descend at the Greek traitor's beckon.
Kill him then, but remain safe, Dracula.
He will die, but first he will bring me to his master at my grandfather's fortress, where my horsemen shall his ambush o'erwhelm.
Turks are men, Dracula. They eat strange beef, but men only. Well, what of the demonesses?
This be my life's war come at last, cousin. Unready, but prepared for destiny, I will not falter my cup this hour. Farewell, friend, and wake well, my beloved.
Act 3, Scene 7, Georgiou.
We are near Thomas Catabelanus. Why not call to thy confederate Turks sitting warm within ancient Mauritius hall? Thy treason apparent, prepare for death.
What treason? My plain allegiance to Sultan?
Greek renegade, coding your conqueror. That alone should damn you, but not alone Dracula condemns thy literature. Alas, Hamza Pasha received not your scrolls, no letters plotting the dragon's pathway. Your promote to ambush flummoxed Greek Thomas. We are unsurprised.
Uba, how did Dracula...
No, he oft knows. 'Tis all of it, not so? His royal guard sludgy hath down-ridden your friends, so your ambush is no waste.
Hail, Hatcheter! And to you, noble foe, spy thou rare not discovered sand-sour shell? Hamza Pasha, without his walls in, seems he understandeth not the purposed fortress. One life lesson, Hamza. Stone walls are better than air against Dracula. Stay inside, it may save thy life someday. Well, not today, but otherwise might have.
You shall live to die at Targavishta, noble victims. Dracula hath prepared thrice high stakes, suiting thy elevation. And fear not, corpses never want for great rank. What now, horsemen? Shall you storm the castle?
Cavalry climbs poorly. The horses are worse. The river hath no ford. The island secure.
Impregnable with Turks inside, but not when evicted Dracula's brother by Turks, who doubtless came from without.
Alas, we killed Hamza's Turks, none to ask.
Enter Dracula, dressed as Turk, carrying disguises.
Here, Captain, and you too, Gypsy Queen Axe. Silently bundle yourselves in carpet, employing my mastery or Turkish courtly manner, I shall their guard disarm, first with wit, then with something sharper still.
Calling to above, in perfect Ottoman Turkish.
Illustrious bridge governor, doorman, potentate, good fellow, recognize us Turksmen, brother, fling wide gate, I bellow.
Perhaps there is no guard.
Perhaps then no wall.
Be quiet, clowns, custom suits his delay us. Observant portcullis, Shah, awake now, report, urgent we wait.
Begone my door, tedious lout, bridge me no more. Fuck off, 'tis late.
So much for courtesy, I reckon.
Unlock this gate, thy mouth shut up, unstick thy thumb, asshole, get up.
Oh! Who there in the darkness tetrasyllabically spouts such rude remarks?
In all things, slave, thy better wit, blood, merit, verse, station, and barks.
Pardon, obey, my duty to guard, and to ye may, ye way now unbarred.
False Turks, best by leagues, teach brash guardian courtesy Armashi and Sluji Royal.
Gypsy Queen and Sluji Captain exit into the fortress. Silence for a moment, then above, the Gypsy and Sluji murder the gate sentry.
Ah!
Now my axeman, my guardsman, horseman, brandish spear, draw sword, knife at thy ready. I bid you welcome to my house. Enter thou freely, go thou safely, leave something of the happiness you bring.
Dracula's forces storm the fortress. Death spills out above and below as the Turks, caught unawares, are murdered. Sounds of muffled screams and brief scattered fighting. Act 3, Scene 8, Buda. Enter King Matthias Corvinus reading a letter, his herald Benedict following after.
By the grace of God, as I journeyed along my frontier, found trickery sly didst I, in turn capturing Hamza Bay near Fortress Gerju. Our legal brother is safe then, Herald?
Yes, Highness. More so than Georgiou Fortress, 'tis gone. Dracula's men mixing with Turk, entered then destroyed citadel with fire.
Rash Prince Vlad brings us to war with Mehmet. We must respond, for the Sultan declares. Fetch thou some ink.
Majesty, best you see this second chronicle from Dracula, from the Monastery of Milk?
Read it.
To my gracious brother, writes Dracula, I have killed men and women, old and young, at Oblusitsa, Novosello, where flows Danube to sea, up to Rahova, near Chilia, then lower to Samovit and Gigan. We killed, my God, his numbers, 23,884 Turks and Bulgars, discounting those we burnt in their homes. Thus, your highness must now know that I have broken peace with the Sultan. Thereafter follows grim his accounting for each township, hamlet, and hovel raised, numbered in gruesome exacting list as, well, the baggage figures, your highness.
What baggage, my lord?
Heads, noses, and ears cut off, bundled, bagged, and brought with letters.
No, my lord, thou mistakest. No baggage, no word, not 2 letters. No, we have received none.
Yes, highness, no letters nor parcels, no dispatch, no news of Prince Dracula.
No, Herald, was the dispatch burnt up too?
Certain it must, King Matthias, not else but ash and smoke, blown by the wind perhaps.
That is well, for I prophesy, sans motive, Mehmet will fall with mountainous weight soon upon Dracula, with host to rival heavens and Olympus overthrow. But Hungary will not rise for prophecy. When he dies 'gainst Mehmet in fool's crusade, my kingly words may grace Prince Vlad's ghost. We shall mourn our Christian brother in turn, but that demon, Dracula, forsooth shouldst burn.
We will now break for a short intermission. We will resume streaming in 5 minutes. Those of you who are watching on YouTube, feel free to pause and continue at your leisure.
Awesome. That's amazing.
Act 4, Scene 1, the Ottoman camp, Wallachia.
We are worried, Grand Vizier, harried by Dracula, thy brother, of course, Radu. We know thy loyalty unquestioned.
Thanks, gracious Sultan. I took no offense.
Our swollen armies hobbles advancement. His heathen cavalry chases Mercury. Our numbers want for food, and with hungry need, Vlad uproots carrots along with the farmers. He barrens us the fields, ablazed but unmoved, with wells of purest poison and befoulment, then bids us toast to our mutual healths. Needles my janissaries, entraps my steps. 'Tis true he diverted rivers.
Streams, yes.
No annoyance spared we, no advancement make we. Easier 'twas to conquer Rome.
Constantinople relied upon walls. Prince Vlad hides behind marsh, wind, and shadow. Still, Sultan, we corner him to finish.
Thou art unwise to ignore cornered beast.
His host has less than a third your year contingent, including women and gypsy conscripts.
Rabble won Belgrade, Vizier, doubt them not.
I do not, lords, nor do I forgive him. My humiliation on the Danube.
Half your regiment.
More to my shame, lord. I know to fear, but forgive him nothing.
Agreed. Mahmud, speak to Radu of sickness.
Interlopers, interposed by thy brother, lepers and plague-mongers infest war camp, vapouring the air with his black hatred.
Plagues us with literal plagues, Radu Bey. Who does that? 'Tis unheard of atrocity. Inventor of crimes is Prince Vlad Dracula. What of this heat ungodly? Him too. Soldiers roast poultry on their shields, sans flames.
It is hot this summer, my emperor.
Dracula is the devil himself, and 7 hells answers at his beckon. That is the answer.
Enter guards with prisoner bound.
Interrogation, Sultan, for thy use. An able-bodied prisoner of his.
Foe, dost thou know us?
You are the Turkish emperor, Highness.
Many have I slain. Thou need not be one. I may flay thee, bury thee living, break with wheel, or raised to lordship may you be. Not my choice, but thine. Choose wisely. Reveal the dragon's den, show us his place.
I know that my life is forfeit to your will, but that you will condemn me to execution. But you will learn scant about Lord Dracula. Honor me, O Sultan, with death for my country.
If thy master had enough of thy metal, soldier, shortly he would conquer the world. Honor his courage with a sudden drop.
They will not speak, lord.
They speak well enough, Grand Vizier, and often enough. They speak against us or in his bright praise. They come to end themselves, they wish for it. Prince Vlad has taught men to die for death alone. Can we be so terrible, Radu Bey, to drive men to hellish salvation?
Sultan, you are just.
Thou art fair, Radu. Are we just, you think?
You are just, Mehmet Fatih, as any Caesar before you.
Friend, thou shamest justice's scales in balance.
Ian, his cruelty is matched by compliment.
My fate is yours, Highness, by my own will. You have my love and allegiance always. Come what judgment follow this my life. If man must fight, let it be for his loves. And man must fight, it seems, till war be solved.
Radu Pasha, thy fairness shall, for me, win with words what scimitars fail us. These are thy tribesmen. Teach them my justice by speaking as Lord.
This will work, Mehmet. Radu is popular in your court royal.
You flatter me, both, but I was raised Turkish, more Ottoman than Romanian bred, they shall say. The people do not know me.
The boyars, liege, ancient nobilities. Cling to Radu Bey. Winning their support will these peasants disperse, stealing Vlad's arms.
Do any disloyal to Prince Vlad live?
Malcontents, exiles, traitors thrice o'er.
Born politicians to their fingernails, but they fear Turkey and despise Vlad Dracula.
Radu Pasha, we speak this proclamation. Go earn this right conquest with election. Take of your retinue suitable grandeur.
I am unworthy.
Clearly not so, Radu Pasha. Thou art the best of Draculas.
My eternal gratitude, O Sultan, I will honor you.
Patiently serve thee, whilst lesser man reigned. Unprince this Vlad with thy passioning.
Thank you, Grand Vizier. I shall take my leave at the Sultan's pleasure.
Your absence displeases, but we grant thy departure with this more. You must marry now, Radu, 'tis time, but free thou art to make thine own match.
Thank you, Sultan. I marry Wallachia in your name. Till we meet again at court, you shall rule my heart as I reign here.
He is too kind to rule, but he has us.
He is cudgel, Sultan, and he thy grace. This princedom shall Constantinople rejoy Byzantine Empire reborn Turkish.
Perhaps thereafter sail to the city of Rome, at last returning east to west.
Would your highness sup firstly, or conquer?
Sounds of fighting without, blaring horns.
Attack!
Enter Janissaries.
Come, my sultan, your reign stands imperiled.
What deviltry?
Dracula comes this night.
Act 4, Scene 2, the Carpathian Mountains. Enter Queen Wolf, her mouth bloody.
Empty your tepid breath, meatlings. He lives. Peradventure history 'twould have noticed, shouldst Vlad of nowhere the conqueror slain, but this ne'er did. The daring night raid of Vlad Dracula cost bold Prince Vlad one paltry wounded shin, and Emperor one night's sleep, well, more. Whilst lagged Mehmet Fatih of Wallachia, ne'er would he find repose nor remainder, slaughtered where many a camel and horse, pity poor beasts. 2 Romanians died, more Turks, some 20,000 all told. We make no division twixt sustenance and food. In sooth, what distinction make you twixt cows, white and brown? What of the spotted mooncalf? Ask their faith, do you, before butchery? Snuff candle and all cattle shall be gray. We eat what we wish and justify never. 'Tis true their blood of rare delicacy, neither by diet nor their breeding, nor their pigments. Sure, not their prayers make them palatable, but 'tis their teeth. Nosferatu himself gave me mine own. Turks and Romanians need iron forged to cut, slice, chop, disembowel, and tear. Here, the limping wolfman comes, bleeding pup, now prey of the pack rival heated talk, to him adopted to Asena's brood.
Die, infidel traitor to thy sultan!
Die, infidel traitor to thy fathers!
They fight. The Slugy captain cuts the Janissary. Queen Wolf bites the Slugy captain from behind, drains his blood.
Ghoul, no, in God's name and Solomon's, begone!
Takest me for gin, Janissary fool. Thou lackest wit enough to imagine darker things in the night than wisps of smoke. We are the wolves of war, slipped loose with havoc. Take my embracement, yield to thy mother.
No, Allah save me!
Why, whom didst thou save?
They fight.
Hebrew.
Queen Wolf overpowers, then devours her prey.
Hebrew legend credits fallen Azazel with sword smithery and armor making. Mayhaps we know not who taught it to the Jews, but these contestants were sword taught by us. Long before the prophet's book, the martyr's cross, before Turks were Turks and Dacian Romans, we taught them warfare. Romulus and Remus, suckled at our teats and pulled only blood. Equal art they both to their mother's tongue. Lilith blesses we whose increase devour.
Exit Queen Wolf as the stage becomes the forest of the impaled, now in full bloom. Act 4, Scene 3, The Forest of the Dead.
Vlad Chepish, Kaziglu Bey, Impaler Prince, fallen brother and foe, where art thou?
None fill Tirgovishti but shadows now, his capital remade necropolis, its gates thrown wide to this forest of death.
Not so, Mullet. These woods vomit life, filth birds, rats, maggots and flies, deprive worms of banquet air lasting. Think you not so?
This sight befits not your presence, my liege.
Glad we are that Radu is not with us. I would not mar his features so cruelly with memory of his sight upon sight of this living hell. How long, Grand Vizier, stretched this red wilderness?
Natural trees are all hanged with strange fruit. His trees planted there after some 2 miles.
Leagues, thought we, leagues.
Sultan.
Speak not. I am empty, Dracula. I am spilt. I cannot compete by marvels of hate. We do not wish to. Crowns cost too much already. You have subject and realm exploded with diabolical mastery. Were thou not wrath incarnate, such a man wouldst be worth much.
Act 4, Scene 4, The Baragan Plain.
My lords and faithful boyars, I am Radu Dracula, and I am no less a prince than the Impaler, my hateful brother. Sweet reason, my weapon, and peace, my arms. No vengeance want I, nor retribution, and to them as now yield, none shall I brook. Mighty the Sultan, his legions, the sea laying waste our shores with the crashing waves, if opposition you choose, stead of peace. Vlad Chepes chases death. Run not beside him, what beefs he left you. Shepherds, beware flock. Vlad reigns, leaves no plenty. His throne is blight. Surely you have done suffering long enough, for loyalty misplaced to prince unworthy. Vlad Misanthropus has no friends, nor trust. No one alive is safe from impalement. He would execute the world entire and still hate the planet, stars, moon, and sun. Canker not Prince Vlad. I am the physic, and Walachia's surgeon shall cut thee out. Cherry wood and bronze my implements, ball and shot must cure this sick land of you. Goodbye, brother. Give the devil his due.
Act 4, Scene 5, Castle Dracula, Poinari.
Hear me, cousin. The Turks shall ne'er have me to endure abuses, rapine, torturous slavery. Rot body rather and feed Argus fish, lest they be Romanian. I will drown.
Christian lady, be still, I beg of thee. Precious your life, more precious, sir, your soul.
You must kill me, cousin. Be kind, old man.
Princess Philoptea, we are besieged, but not yet catastrophated entire. Stout stones give Radu's Turklings but compoundment. His new toys pop well, but breach poorly.
Gentle fantasy.
Not so graceful. Prince Vlad built this castle to make warfare. Combating be his prodigy. It will rebuke this siege. We must sit waitfully.
Whilst we slumber, my good Lord Chancellor, assassins will spider these walls by night.
You are the king's sister. They would not dare.
What wars fought o'er natural half-sisters, cousin? Where did you read your history? Besides, I am the Princess Dracula. My fate shall be sharp. Will Radu impale me, cousin? You knew him.
Princess, impalement, I wot not.
Speak foolishly, my lord, but act not so.
Vlad wished you shielded from his cruelties. I warned your servants to speak nothing.
'Tis my court, cousin. Kept for my lord prince, but its ways are mine. Reared courtly at Budapest I, near larger thrones, no challenge this. I know Vlad passions for executions as other princes' poetry and hawk. I know these walls behind which we cower were mortared in blood. I know my husband, not his brother. How will he kill me, cousin?
Gentle fair, they say of Radu Dracula.
Cousin, coddle me no kindness falsely. Know you I am sister, daughter and wife to kings, generals and princes. Warriors all, though my sex inherits me no steel. I've equal mettle in blood and temper.
You are Vlad's match, ferocious and braven, too much alike fiery impatience. Recall then his freedom and his fight. Ne'er hath Radu bested him in battle.
Vlad wins victories and loses soldiers. More defect than die, lured to cozy hearth. Bought with Turkish pardons and Radu's wheat. With no army to try breaking this siege, will he be carried on the autumn wind?
His daring and strategy is legend. Conjures rare feats our voivode Dracula.
This the secret, my one lacking darkness. No court, not Buda, Romania, Turk, has e'er learned his master predictions. What black magic oracle guides his cunning?
Pray God, Philiptea, never to know. Will you rest, princess? Will you have no rash? Rash, take rash. Act meanest, I rash not, that you have a rash. My tongue hath rash, be rash.
Will you rest, gentle boyar? Tend your rash.
Yes, I have no rash, I swear it, but yes, I tire.
For some time I will tarry. Fear nothing.
Ha! Old I am, lady, thus fear all things. 'Tis how old one doth become, cautiously.
From closed closet continue I caution, cousin. Carry yourself to bed.
I will. Barred window, guarded door, no mouse shall pass.
Then I shall fear no mice, Turk nor Christian. Go to bed, my lord.
Good night, your highness.
Blessed fool you allow yourself, boyar. Never my way, methinks. Not e'en as a child. Couldst I be other and wed fearsome Vlad? Damned are we. Not for that. 'Twas not my match. Father and brother condemned our marriage. 'Twas before bloomed the forest of death. Estranged have been vows for lesser misdeeds, but I did not to some convent flee, did not beg Matthias sanctuary, when so excused by Radu's Turkish horde. Vows held me never, stayed me no duty, but we cannot scape the monster Dracula when the Impaler is our truest love. Love damned us before any suicide.
Enter us now, princess. We sisters three.
I remember thee disguised as my maid.
Disguised, nay, became thy lady in wait, played part to methodical perfection. Was thy lady replaced? Original I had, though no maid. I can always tell.
Feet, why canst I flee?
Bad habit staying, have you? So I hear. But not for love now. You stayeth because I sayeth. Victim, marked by my kiss, till death undo us part. Methinks Philiptea, graceful princess, manners in arrear since I took my dearth. Welcome here, my noble sorority.
How can they come? How camest thou unseen?
On moonbeam, through keyhole beneath door. Welcome them, lady, so they may know you.
Welcome to my court, ye knight sisters.
All hail her dark majesty, queen of wolves. Praise be Lady Rat, my black death sister.
Dame Bat, hail and well met. Noble shadow, doomed princess, we greet thee near and equal. Be honored in that.
Queen Wolf bites the princess.
Oh, thank you, highness.
Well-mannered pork, spread yourself for the lady.
Philiptea offers her arm to Lady Rat.
Sweet sister cousin, thanks. And to you, princess.
Lady Rat, too, begins feasting on Philiptea.
Welcome me, slave, like I am thy lord come to foin my manhood.
Befriend my thigh, Lord.
Dame Bat bites her leg.
Oh God, forgive me.
Philoftea is killed, drained by the 3 vampires.
Finished we.
Not so. Where should carcass go?
What matter?
When full, we are foolish. All but they cannot know us, lest they feast are full.
Rats bite, my knight, squeak mischief on this flesh. Strigoi marks be gone.
Will't not be strange, cuz an ocean of rats arise to devour evidence unholy? Shall we bleed walls, rattle chains, curdle to the milk jugs?
She is blood drunk on royal ancestry.
Wondrous, her flavour mirrors more lord than father.
Why strange, lady? Blood is heart, not bloodline. Lonely Vlad held fast her love.
Bitter was the note.
Sometimes bitter suits.
Enough. See to guards.
Bewitch them, shall I?
No, nor be devil, lest intend to you bemuse.
Bevamp them, sister. Be distinguished.
Bevamp, majesty. A just queen of wolves?
Bevamp, lady. An invention, Dame Bat.
They're all gone now, their bodies too.
And now let her be tossed in the stream. Queen, I beg, 'twas the dear departed's last wish.
Do so, it likes us well. Vlad shall know not.
Lady Rat removes the corpse, while Dame Bat cleans away the blood.
Save his dead princess stripped by rock and roach. Rumor and lies will thus aught else supply.
Exeunt. Dracula's voice can be heard without.
Philoftea, my princess, I am come. My love, I am come to befriend thy toes, ankle, knees, thigh, and the rest. Wake, Philoftea. Servants, fetch thy mistress. Bring my princess. Wherefore no guard upon this door? Cousin, anyone, answer.
I am here, my prince.
Bring me my love, Philoftea, cousin.
As I love you and have given you all, I cannot. She's gone.
Gone? How gone? Where gone?
Tower sentry saw her tumble from wall. She fell into the water beneath it.
Oh, no. God, devil, and all spirits else, not her. Oh, love, love, return, please. I beg, return Philoftea to me, all gone. Hate, hate is all left now. It eats me, cousin. I cherish its teeth like nibbles of fish. Why had she no guard?
She did. But they fled as I slept. Most do. Soldiers and servants alike run away.
Enter Gypsy Queen with Dobrin chief.
Prince Dracula, we must make our escape. Radu tightens the noose. You must not stay.
How wilt thou slip him?
This is Dobrin. There is much more of him.
Please, my lord, I am Dobrin, like 6 others, my brothers, and thus the brothers Dobrin are we, forever loyal to the true son of the dragon, us. We carved the cellar passage that shrouded my lord's arrival, and will too when he makes his leave takings.
It cannot be enough. Turks patrol miles with the Sultan's Sipahi.
Yes, boyar. 6 of my brothers, being all of them, have shot their horses with reversed iron, and will ride apace from our tunnel, each to the 4 winds, and 2 others besides. It will look as Prince Vlad arrived 7 times and escaped never.
Preposterous, this thy stratagem?
For a minute's confusion it serves, cousin. I will survive this.
Good, and Godspeed, sire.
In your company.
I am too old, lord. Let the Turks have me.
Thou art coming, cousin. I will it so. I give thee no leave to die, and ne'er shall. You must with me now.
Whilst I live, I am.
Hear this world and my brother Radu tell. Come this life or next, I bequeath him hell.
Act 5, Scene 1, Turgavishte.
My lord, Radu chel frumos. 'Tis true, 'tis. Time most kind to thee, Draculeshti prince. Beautiful, Fair. Now, Radu handsome. Without not my usurper and rival, I would be tempted to swoon at thy face, make bigamy and incest all at once.
Is this why thou asked this meat, cuz? To jest? Mockery, forsooth? Expected more, I.
Oh, more to give have I. Congratulations on thy daughter's marriage to Prince Stefan. Hast thou yet recovered thy wife from him? No? Moldavian Stefan took them both. Did he ask thy blessings twice, or just once?
We have ne'er spoke. Is this dynasty pride? We are alone, Sirrah.
I know.
Wherefore performance? What purpose lectures conceit? None shall applaud thee.
Do not be so sure.
Go then, Batu, twice hast thou usurped me.
With today twice thou hast you've usurped me too.
So leave, cousin, the boyars have turned.
Like wheels they were shaped, their way is to spin. Be merry, cause we live. There is no war.
Happy be thy exile?
Happier than yours, Radu Pasha Bey.
'Twas thou exiled me, my exile ended.
'Twas Sultan exiled you to Wallachia, stately parting gift from thy paramour. Adoration be conqueror's demand, but have care when loving men of history.
I am not Vlad, but thou shouldst speak with care lest we duel. Trained janissary am I.
Scabbard thy scimitar, Radu Bey, please. In sooth, dear cousin, I do not hate thee. Though given our birthright to kill our kindred, inheritance unkind is the blood feud. And even when old dead dynasty rivals still, Hungary would not deign yield his claim.
Think you Mehmet will surrender his?
Rule Turkish Wallachia, Radu Bey. The chance will come for Hungarian Batu, as came twice before.
'Tis treasonous talk.
Not so. We are both loyal to our crowns. Wallachians still plow instead of dying. Let these armies chase each other sweaty.
But they need not meet.
We are not alike. Dan forgot me at the university. Dracul left thee to Murad's tender care. Nothing common. Our brothers liked us not. Me the bastard, and you the beautiful.
So they're nothing shared.
Quite so. We agree. E'en not to agree, lest our feud resume.
We are opposed, wrathful diplomats.
Honored kindred, from fathers we foe. But in absentia, Bassarav's marrow holds Wallachia. Exile we do not know.
What of Vlad?
The dragon sleeps, Radu. Pray your way and mine. Nevermore shall he stir.
Act 5, Scene 2, Scolamanza. Enter Dracula with school desk, and enter Nosferatu in academic dress.
Sit, Prince Dracula. End a man.
Here sits Prince Vlad, evil one, with pencil. Do your worst, I am best prepared.
Here, 13th pupil, thy final exam.
Headmaster Nosferatu, I listen.
Beneath this mount for 7 years held ye, never the light of day seeking nor found.
The sun likes us not, I feel much the same.
Thy hand? Yes, truly thou hast shone the light. If not, I'd burn thee quick and everlasting.
Just so.
Thou wert taught weather making, sir. Let us hear thunder.
Baloir, I name you, the dragon that rode you, thy master for air, churn Lake Hermannstadt, and make of it storms. Spit lightning if you wish, but thunder belch.
Thunder.
Did I hear thunder? Quiet, is it not?
Dragon, be louder, louder, by dragon.
Stop. Couldst be more noisome, but services. Languages know you?
Most of man, all beast.
Look to thy parchment, pupil. Answer thus. Unlock first Solomon's key. Read in Greek. Answer in goat speak, but in Roman letters.
Done.
Nosferatu checks the answer.
Satisfactory. 3 challenges made from Picatrix. Answer them to us each by tongue prescribed. What is the first, sir?
Alchemical formula for gold, Lord.
Answer in High Church Peacock in Arabic.
Squawk, yup, neat, hop, neat.
Only just. And next?
A curse from Spanish.
Curse us instead with the familiar cat.
Meow, hiss, meow, meow, meow.
And for thy last challenge?
Concerning intestines and the stars, Lord.
Soothsay, sir, in pig, but from the Latin.
Oinkne, ortsne, sue, untgre.
Well read. Success, Dracula. We graduate thee. Stand for thy degree. Prince Vlad Dracula, I, Nosferatu, headmaster of this, my Scolomancer. Devil's Black Magic Academy, title thee a Sholomanar wizard. Congratulations.
Thank you, headmaster. May I ask questions?
How else may we learn?
Most kind, my lord. Am I dreaming this now?
The nightmare is in the truth of it. No dream.
Are you the beast, Lord?
Is true thou art the dragon, Dracula?
I do not breathe fire, no venom my bite.
Soon, Dracula, soon. I smell thy breeding. Camazot's heir and Count Orlok's daughter, desecrated favorite east and west. 2 of our votaresses 3 blessed thou with twice our lineage exemplary.
Had I the 3rd, I would have ta'en Mehmet. I need you, Nosferatu, to slay Radu.
1 drop I grant thee, as thrice did before. Kneel then, grand Soon's son, and bask in our gloom. Here now, my finger. Take of my body. Rise now anointed to arise later. Let thy vein be fruitful and multiply.
By your leave, I must conjure an army from the Hungarian king Matthias. My fratricide procrastinates no longer.
With my blessing, go, twice in future prince. Come, daughters, cousins made for weird sisterhood, priestesses of darkness and consumption.
We obey, Nosferatu.
The Impaler will reign once more and on. Play herald for thy gestating brother. Choir our gospel. Go tell the good news. The dragon awakes.
Act 5, Scene 3, Giorgio.
Prayer no longer comforts me, Macbeth, since this hateful sickness come upon me. I lose blood, but I do not bleed. Macbeth, the holes in me, bites, rats and such vermin, no pox, no, we feel stings beneath bed sheets. Where are we? Oh, Giorgio, Mirsa's fortress, fallen to the Turks, rebuilt by the dragon. My father, his memory, dull as milk. With this fortress restored, our women armed with spindle couldst conquer the Turkish Empire. He said that. They say, or didst I read it? Nothing to mind he but name his son, Vlad Dracula, favored in name. Him I know, gave me scars for each his Turkish whippings. He killed all the Turks and burned this fortress. Wherefore didst I rebuild this cursed castle useless. Anyone may have it, but Batu is busy with Chirgovishte. 'Tis only fair. 3 times was I voivode, so now if he and I must live somewhere. But not much longer. I dream of wolves and the 3-headed snake, but not now. This is no dream. I die soon. I feel the affliction. The wolf knew me, Macbeth, as you, but a woman, and I feared her. My son-in-law, this Prince Stefan Shelmer, who robbed daughter and wife of me, wars me. Moldavia, Hungary, and Dynasty, Wallachia folds, no center holds peace. Mehmet comes not here. I am forgotten, like with Dracul. But you are worse, my love. What ho? Who is there? Damn the old fortress, thy sounds. But do they poison me? My slaves? All tea tastes of blood. All else too. Oh God. Mehmet, my sultan, remember my love. Would I could kiss you once more before death.
Act 5, Scene 4, Curtea Domeniasca.
Cheer and cry hail. Stand if ye be younger. Make holorous, loudish sanitations. Vlad, Stefan, and Bathory, princes 3, knights of the dragon and victorious. Hail Transylvania, Moldavia, and Wallachia. Her true heir returneth. Scream Romania for your best heroes.
Romania's jewel retaken has Bathory.
The battle was mine, but the city thine, Prince Vlad, relieved unto you her proper keep.
Kareshti, a city beyond my ken, where once were hovels, here be manor homes.
Prince Dracula fortified this fortress.
Thank late Radu for some erections more, though his death irksome escape by frailty.
Infinite bone ache makes for painful passing.
Cheer me not, cause, no, I dislike it, but pride becomes my Bucharest city. In time she will Budapest outshine. Let that tweak King Matthias' royal nose.
Oh, peril! Does Prince Tepesh feud Hungary?
Never so, not just my king, but my kin, my brother-in-law, liege lord, now nephew, since gifted me wife his aunt Justina.
Happy be thy union, Prince Dracula.
She broods me well enough, 2 sons as yet, sometime soon, perhaps a daughter to spend.
Much passed since our parting, Prince Dracula. I retook my homeland, as you have yours, Sultan's Dineshti in utter retreat. While good is the world, we must swear us oaths, friendship, fellowship, love, and brotherhood.
I cannot take that vow, Stefan, in full. My love died in Raoul d'Amne with my princess. Gypsy queen, my sword-bearing Armashi, bring me Dracul's blade. For
Gypsy
that
queen.
oath refused, here's a vow given. For heaven and else be observant. On my father's weapons swear this, my bond. Whilst I live, Stefan hath my allegiance.
I swear, Vlad, my brother, my allegiance.
So witness I, this Prince of Bathory.
Here be dragons, 3 Zmoy, Romanian bred. So Bathory too, we must be bound, for Transylvania is thy demesne, as 'twas mine, Hanyadi, and 4 Dracul.
Dragon, White Knight, Impaler, and Bathory.
Make name for yourself, chivalrous brother, with prince's blessing.
Dracula cuts his hand on the sword.
Stefan is brother by kinship and time. We too, Bathory, must be bound by blood. Cut thy hand now on my Toledo blade.
Bathory cuts his hand.
Mix now our wounds, sacrosanct as we swear.
They join bleeding hands.
Ere shall Draculeshti and Bathory be bound in fate, lords of Transylvania.
I witness these Transylvanian princes.
Dracula hands the sword to the gypsy queen for cleaning.
Return to her now, my youthful mistress. Remind Transylvania of my tenderness.
My governance will model on thine own.
Wonderful thy knowledge of things, Prince Vlad.
Awful, terrible knowledge is my due.
Will we meet again?
And if we could not?
Worthy comrade and knight art thou, my prince. I wish thee more joy.
My echo whispers with hope I have forgotten. Take it me, and hope all your life.
Just sentence and fair.
Go to, scoundrel. You sin but in my wake.
And my love to thee, Dracula. Farewell.
Kazan, ancient chancellor and anchor. Good night, lord.
And to you, voivode, on hand forever am I at your call.
Oh, Romani Majesty, I had forgot.
Gypsy queen stabs Dracula with his own sword.
Oh, betray!
Gypsy queen stabs Dracula again. He lowers.
Why, wretch? Tell me, queen.
Gypsy queen stabs Dracula. He falls to the ground.
She cannot answer. The bat hath her tongue.
Dame Bat spits out the gypsy queen's bloody tongue.
Be still, son. Taste my blood ere thou slumber.
Queen Wolf cuts her hand, drips blood onto Dracula's mouth.
Awaken our brother Nosferatu.
Release the gypsy. Her part is now played.
Curtains, player, so take thy final bow.
Prince Dracula, thought I heard.
Gypsy queen opens mouth, releasing blood.
What hast thou done, thou traitorous wench?
She drops the sword.
Disarm? How dare you? I am a boyar, killed like a man, now die one. Gypsy filth!
Kazan and the gypsy queen struggle. He breaks her neck.
He does not see us.
Revamped, one might say.
Turks approach. 'Twas they appointed this crime. Say it, slave, aloud.
Mechmed's assassin is dead, my Prince Dracula, but you too. My boy and man, how did you outlive me?
Will you let Turks desecrate his remains?
Turkish troops will take and misuse you now. Your cape will shroud someone else's dead son. Let the Sultan have some peasant's crown. I fetch you to Snagov Monastery on my own ass, and two will stand your wake.
Act 5, Scene 5, Snagov Monastery. Enter Nosferatu.
Vlad Dracula, misbegotten only son mine, regally I wake whilst you sleep, enwombed by casket, entombed by this crypt. A chorus of screaming shades wail thy labor, voices thy living victims. Slain foes, tortured peasants and children burnt, bound by hate, unrelenting cry this night, when Dracula at last rises from his grave. Soon some swollen breast will come for thy suck. Feed well, and good night, dark prince. We await.
I did it weepingly, my last voivode, for the good of the body I so loved. Mean I, when it lived as a man's body, I mean, 'twas a good body, but I did not love it mannishly. I loved your body with you in it. No, not, why correction? No prince here to snare me, nor above either. We buried some Turk, headless, not to expose you the clergy. Thought him you, buried him princely, my prince. He hath your father's favorite buckle for disguise, unworthy Turk. His buckle. Forgive me, Vlad, I could think not of else. Oh, Vlad, your father was my truest friend. Would I could have fathered Turkish mistreatments from you. You did not live happy to pray wakefully, my prince, this icon, a saint, Philiptea of thy homeland. Name and place dearer to thee than all things. Kneeling, I pray, unpracticed believer, asking Saint Philiptea, saintly she, to rest her unquiet son warrior in death, when he could not whilst living. Speak well of him to God, he shall need it. Amen.
Dracula rises.
A fool's prayer as all spoke foolishly, and like all shall too go unanswered.
Prince Dracula, what miracle you live!
I am undead by no miracle.
Forgive me, Vlad, I do not understand.
Hide thy deceitful idolatrous trinket and give me my sword.
Meant for your son, Lord.
Later, methinks, I still need use of her. Heed my beckon from the chapel above. They cannot enter, and I will need you after.
After what? I cannot leave you.
Go, cousin! I command sanctuary, answer when summoned.
I will await you.
Priestesses, my sisters and Antichrist, I salute you with cruciform blasphemy.
Dracula raises his sword.
Nosferati Trinity Dracula, genuflex to you.
Dracula kneels. Enter Dame Bat, Lady Rat, Queen Wolf.
Learned he his place at last.
Come to his senses.
More, tenfold his senses, and strength to match.
Together 9 unworthies in one's moy.
Unworthy be'st he, less manners he knows now.
My sense bid me kneel, but my senses, noting my lady's essence on thee, bids.
Dracula stabs Dame Bat, felling her.
Kill! Die forever now, mouth of a thing!
Ludicrous madness! This is not the world!
Queen Wolf draws her sword.
Slay this murderer, beast prince of killers!
Dracula fights Lady Rat and Queen Wolf.
I have you, kiss peddler. Say something smart.
Brother, we love thee!
Not I you, vermin!
Dracula cuts Lady Rat's throat.
Abomination inversion, you die!
Lost ye the means, bitch, 2 sisters bygone.
They fight.
Ingrateful abortive pup of a cur!
Bark no more, majesty, your age is past.
They fight. Dracula slays the wolf. Enter Nosferatu.
Habitual slayer of kindred, Prince Vlad. Cousins, sisters, mothers, but yet one murder to ritual apotheosis. Then shall you be our new crown prince of Bo, ready to general my dark legions against Lucifer's demons and Yahweh's angels. Dead slaves, make brazier of Dracula's sisters. Let their ash now incense his eulogy.
Come, cousin, all danger now abated.
My lord, are you well? I heard clashing steel. You are bleeding. Here, let me stand you.
Thanks for thy fleshy support, Lord cousin. Lupa Regina died a warrior and near killed as one too, but I slew her and t'others.
If the night sisters be gone, then you are free.
Dracula strikes Kazan.
Oh, Dracula, please, no!
Damned am I, cousin, and now damned are you.
Oh, son, I love thee!
Dracula strikes Kazan again.
So I must kill you, fool. Magnitude of sinners alive wast I, and you loved me, forgiving each trespass.
I loved thee, Vlad, absent all condition.
Who gave you the right?
Dracula bites Kazan.
Oh, horror! Help me.
Enter Vladimir Caligarul, brandishing crucifix with Mother Eupraxia, armed with mallet and stake.
Satan and all power of his, release that mortal man, then shy rebuked by God, ordained priestly warrior I, command hie thee back, fiend.
Dracula retreats to his coffin.
Father Vladimir, my son and my prince, the boyar is dead.
Another lost soul.
No more! Dracula vampire, with this stake, I hammer thy wandering corpse in place!
Mother Eupraxia drives a stake into Dracula.
Exorcised brother is thy cursed soul.
We must seal this crypt. Above plant wild roses.
Too kind a marker, mother, for that one.
a prison. Father, St. John Capistrano used roses to chain the unquieted dead.
Destroyed is he now, Mother Eupraxia.
So I pray, my prince, but take no chances.
Exeunt with bodies, casket and all. Act 5, Scene 6, Topkapi Palace.
To 6 hells with my doctors, and 7th thee. We are not sick, Mohammed, but poisoned us. Bayezid the impatient, I name him. Against me, his imperial father. Go kill your brothers like a true sultan.
The tasters found nothing, my emperor.
Senile, are we? No. Far too healthy, hence poisoned by my son.
Should I arrest him?
Not without some proof. Find us new tasters and doctors. My God, the world is not mine.
By your leave, Sultan.
Almost proud am I, my poisonous son. Too honorable I fear to rule well, but if murdered, we will know thee successor to our peace. Damn thee. Not yet, though. Bayezid too quick, more could I take. Mecca, Jerusalem, the Pharaoh's ancient wonders, Italy.
None shalt thou have, greedy Mehmet Fatih. No pyramid nor holy cities thine. Your history is all writ up, doomed Sultan.
Oh, my beloved, I welcome your dream. Forget conquest. I would know thee again. If you lived and were not lies of fever, we would embrace you, Radu. And thank God.
No God, but death, who hath forsaken me. I embrace you, Mehmet, no longer Radu. Never again shall Chelfrumos be fair. Lord Dracula am I now and fore'er.
Dracula bites Mehmet, kills him. Dark flourish. The end.
That concludes tonight's performance of the Tragical History of Dracula. Thank you all very much for joining us. Happy Halloween.